Mind if I sit down for a while?
No. Kind of a rough day, huh?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Are you going to be all right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be all right.
How about Gregory?
He's gonna be okay.
Did you talk to Paige?
Oh, yes.
Ashley, I know Paige. She's not going to tell Justin that you and I were engaged.
I know. She told me that she wouldn't. You picked a very special lady. You deserve her.
Thank you. Nothing's going to come between you and Justin now.
Yeah, I wish I could be sure of that.
Rena?
I will never trust that woman.
Your trouble's going to be waiting for you right on your own doorstep, Justin. I'm not going to have to do a thing.
I do believe you're trying to scare me, Rena. You know marshals don't scare.
I'll remember that when you find out.
When I find out what?
You'll see.
You know, I will. Sooner or later. So, why don't you save us both some trouble and tell me now?
No. No, I don't think I'm going to be the one to tell you.
Oh, why not? You're just busting to tell me.
If I told you, Justin, I'd be stooping to your level, and I have no intention of dropping that low.
I'm right where you want to be.
You're contemptible.
Thank you, Rena. I do my best. Soon, you know, you'll have no choice. I'll have you in my arms. Because time is running out on that little bet we made. I'll have you right where I want you. So, whatever it is you want to tell me, whatever it is, whatever this little secret of yours is, you might as well get it out of the way right here and now.
We gotta be crazy coming in here.
Do we have a choice?
Yeah, we can turn right around and get out of here.
Ruby!
We're not going back that way, Ruby. Not with Gretchen and who knows who else out there shooting at us.
This place gives me the creeps.
You were the one that insisted I'd come here. I told you to go home and stay there.
Well, now that I'm here, will you protect me?
I'll do my best. This is pretty weird.
You're telling me.
This glow, these mummies. This place is too much.
Now do you believe it, Ricky? Now do you believe Sutar's legend?
There's no way I'm going to tell you, so why don't you just drop it?
You tell me, you always do.
You mean I always did? Not anymore.
What makes now any different than before?
Just is.
You used to be different, Rena. If you wanted to hit me, you would. You wouldn't hesitate. You'd beat a path right to my door. That's what made playing our game so much fun.
We're not playing games anymore.
You and I will always play our games. That's what makes the oil business so interesting. I like the competition. I like the stakes.
The lowest.
I keep a warm place in my heart for you too, Rena.
Why don't you grow up, Justin? How can you run an oil company with your little boy antics?
I'm managing just fine these days, Rena, and you are too with your mood. So just go on, shoot your best shot.
It's not going to work anymore.
It always works.
No. No, I've changed.
You will never change.
Think again. People do change, sometimes for the better. You take a long look at the new Rena Decker.
I kind of like the old Rena.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
The old Rena had fire. I certainly would miss that fire.
The fire's still there. It still burns deep.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Only now it's channeled in a more positive way.
Positive way. Rena, does all this mean that you want to make up with me?
Make up with you. Not on your life.
What then?
It means you can air out your dirty laundry if you can find it.
I want to know what you know.
I'll just bet you do.
You don't know anything, do you? This is all a big bluff, isn't it?
Don't you wish?
You're bluffing.
Have a good day.
Now remember this. I'm still going to win that bet, and you're still going to bed with me in that hotel in Dallas. And don't you forget it.
Well, looks like the gang's on here.
Ashley, don't you think that if Rena were going to cause trouble, she'd have done it by now?
No, I think she might be content to just sit tight.
Why? You would think that she'd been knocking on Justin's door the minute you found out.
Because she's holding all the cards, TJ. She likes playing those kinds of games with people's lives. She likes causing people grief. I better get back to work.
Ashley, wait a minute. How'd your talk go with Paige?
It was very hard for both of us.
Yeah, I kind of thought it would be. What'd she say exactly?
You're afraid of losing her.
She means a lot to me.
I know. I told her that.
You told her that?
Yeah, I told her that I was the one who had tried to convince you not to confide in her. And that you wouldn't listen to me. That you didn't want a relationship that was based on secrets, and that you loved her very much. And that she'd be making a big mistake if she let that interfere with your relationship.
What did she say?
She was more concerned with how it affected me and Justin than how it affected her. TJ, I know how you feel about Paige. And I know that what you did because you thought it was best for everyone. I'm sorry.
What for?
For reacting the way I did earlier today.
Yeah. Well, I just hope that I haven't blown it for Paige and me.
I don't think you have. It's just going to take some time.
I guess so. Your apology was unnecessary. I know how you were feeling.
TJ, you can't tell Paige the rest, though.
You mean about your abortion?
Yeah. You can't tell her that part, TJ.
But I'm still going to be hiding the truth from her. Ashley, the past will always catch up with us.
Well, it just can't this time. Now, it's one thing for you to tell Paige that we were engaged in college, but to tell her that I had an abortion, it could mean the end of your relationship with her, and I know that it would for me and Justin.
Yeah, I guess we could both just kiss everything goodbye, couldn't we?
That's exactly right. Paige can't find out about that. And if Justin ever finds out... Look, you love her. You love Paige. Don't ruin what you have with her. And please, don't ruin me and Justin.
I don't want to.
Paige, it's TJ.
Oh,
Paige, The reason I'm calling is, I'd like to see you tonight. Paige.
TJ, I don't think that would be a very good idea.
Paige, please, look, I promise you can throw me out anytime you'd like.
Please.
TJ.
Please, Paige.
All right. I'll see you tonight.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now, you two ain't on the outs in a major way, are you?
Well, that wouldn't be too good for what we have in mind.
You might remember we are in competition in the oil business.
Well, nothing wrong with a little competition.
As long as it's the friendly kind.
Well, we're just on different sides.
Well, now, there may come a point down the line when you two are going to have to be on the same side.
It makes for good politics.
I take it this has to do with Ricky Decker.
You hit the bullseye.
Well, when the time comes, I'm sure that Rena and I will be the best of friends.
Now, that's good to hear.
Mighty good to hear.
You gentlemen getting at something?
Well, we wouldn't want Miss Rena to try talking Ricky out of taking you on as his honorary campaign manager.
Good evening, Mrs. Bell.
Good evening, Ricardo. Has Mr. Weston arrived yet?
No, not yet, but I can see you right now if you wish.
All right. Oh, just a moment. I see my daughter. I'll join her while I'm waiting.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sweetheart.
Oh, hello, Mama.
May I join you?
Please, sit down.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you.
You look a little bit down this evening. Is everything all right?
Things could be better.
Rough day?
Not until Justin Marshall made it rough.
Oh. You're not having problems with Justin again, are you? You know they always get you in trouble.
It's time I managed to stay out of trouble.
Well, what then?
I ran into Justin at the Coop. He was meeting with our friends Hawker Barnes and Boots Bedreau.
Aha.
Flipping more oil leases under the table, no doubt, and Justin was in his usual form.
And you?
I think you would have been very proud of me. I was in complete control. I'm proud of myself. I think it's a step in the right direction.
That's marvelous, honey. I've also noticed you taking several steps in the right direction lately.
You really mean that?
Yes, I do, and I think I know the reason why.
Yes, I guess you do.
Grant is a very good influence in your life.
Yes, and he continues to be. And I think maybe I'm beginning to influence my own life, too.
I can see it.
Thank you.
Nothing for me, thank you.
Grant has really opened up my eyes, Mama.
That's good.
Much as I hate to say it, your situation with Daddy has also opened up my eyes.
Oh,
The way you handle things. You did a whole lot better than I could have, and that's because of the kind of woman you are. I'm trying to be more like you.
it's very sweet, honey. But you are a very special woman in your own right. Even if you are my daughter.
Mama, I want to be a person that matters. I don't want to be someone who stoops to petty levels. Someone like the Justin Marshalls of this world. I'm better than they are. I won't allow them to pull me down to them. I really think I can be that special person that matters.
I know you can.
What better way could you support Ricky than by being his honorary campaign manager?
You'll be honorary campaign manager. You'll be up front lending your support and prestige.
And we'll get a genuine campaign manager to handle all the real work.
Well, what we want to do now is just test the water between you and Ricky. Make sure everything's as smooth like silk off a spool.
Well, like I told you before, Ricky and I get along just fine.
It ain't Ricky that we're concerned with how you get along.
Rena Decker?
She is his sister-in-law.
It wouldn't go good for things if there was bad blood between you two.
Oh, gentlemen, there's no bad blood between us, just a little friendly rivalry. I'm sure she'll always do what's best for Ricky.
Uh-huh. What if matters get out of your control?
Well, they won't. I've always known how to handle Rena in the past.
So what about the future?
I still haven't lost my touch, gentlemen.
Good.
Now, speaking of handling things, you ain't having any problems handling those oil leases we've been slinging your way, have you?
Oh, gentlemen, that's the kind of problems I like to handle. Any more problems like that you'd care to urge on over to me, I'd appreciate it.
Well, we'll see what we can do about that. Would you say, Boots?
You do that.
Yes, sirree, Bob. You and Ricky are gonna make quite a team. Ain't that right, Hawker?
No true words. You just keep on thinking what you can do for Ricky, and we'll keep thinking about all leases.
I will, gentlemen. I will.
There's got to be some explanation for all this, Brett. Some scientific explanation.
Yeah, how about it, Brett? Come on, you're the geologist in the family.
Well, I think I'm beginning to understand this.
Well, I wish somebody would explain it to me.
Well, what happened here doesn't appear to be a normal geologic occurrence.
I figured that.
See, this cavern was not completely created by water erosion as most caverns are.
If not by water, how?
Well, see these striations in here?
Yeah.
They indicate an explosion or a series of explosions.
You mean this place blew up?
Yeah, at one time.
Well, that would fit in with the legend.
Yeah, now I'm almost sure that we're on top of a geologic oil dome. And that would explain a couple of things.
How do you explain this creepy mummy and those other ones we saw?
Well, that's hard to say. I suppose they could have been caused by some deadly gas.
Gas? You mean that we could be breathing right now?
If you were breathing it, Ruby, we wouldn't be asking questions here. Gas had a long time to clear away. What kind of gas could cause this mummification?
They don't teach you everything at college.
Yeah, especially things they don't know about.
I suppose that, well, it could be natural gas under very intense pressure, undergoing a molecular change, which would have something to do with the explosions, too.
Yeah, well, at least all this stuff happened a long time ago. There's no chance of us turning into one of those things.
I didn't say that.
In all this talk about me, I didn't even ask you what you're doing here. Are you meeting someone?
Yes, a friend. We're having an early dinner.
Someone I know?
Hunt.
I see. Mama, are you sure this friendship isn't going just a little bit too far between you and Mr. Weston?
Mr. Weston and I can handle our friendship just fine.
I don't mean to be intruding in your private life.
Then don't.
Okay, but what about Daddy? What do you see in this, Mr. Weston? What do you two have in common?
If you knew Hunt a little better, Rena, you'd understand.
Vicky.
Hunt. Hello. Hunt, you remember my daughter, Rena?
Yes, of course.
Hello, Mr. Weston.
Hunt, right?
Please, of course.
Thank you. Have you been waiting long?
No, I got here early, and I've had a nice visit with my daughter.
Well, then I timed things just perfectly.
Yes, you did.
How is business going at your place?
Fair, but I've got a feeling that that's going to pick up in the very near future.
Why do you say that?
Well, Vicky here has set me up to be on the Billy Joe Wright show, and I think that should help a lot.
You're going to be a very bright addition, especially with Ricky out of town.
Well, I'm going to do my best.
I know.
Have you always been in the nightclub business?
No, ma'am, I was in the oil business most of my working life, but that ended when I opened my bar.
What part of the oil business?
Buying and selling equipment for rigs and wells.
I didn't know that, Hunt.
Well, it's nothing much to brag about, that's for sure.
Why did you leave that part of the business? It's a very lucrative operation here in Houston.
Yeah, it's a lot more lucrative than the nightclub business, that's for sure.
So why did you leave?
Money can't buy happiness. I know. I had the money, and I wasn't happy, so I just up and quit.
Well, I've heard a lot of people talk about doing that, but you're the first person that I've actually met who has done it.
Well, it was the only thing for me to do. I couldn't see any point in making all that money if I wasn't enjoying my life.
I presume you're enjoying it now?
Every minute of it. I love my club, love working there, love everything about it, even when things go wrong. Of course, I can't do some of the things I used to do, but I'm a lot happier than I've ever been before, and I never want to go back to that other life.
Well, you're taking a big chance. What if the nightclub business doesn't work out?
Well, at least nobody would be able to say that I didn't give it a go.
You're a very adventurous man.
No, I'm just a man at peace with myself.
Well, I think it's about time I leave you two alone.
Oh, well, why don't you just stay for dinner? Wouldn't that be all right, Vicky?
Of course, Rena.
No, thank you. I enjoy talking to you. Enjoy your evening, both of you.
Thanks, we will.
Good night, honey.
Your daughter is one nice lady.
Yes, she is. And getting nicer all the time.
Hey, Lurleen!
Hi, Justin.
I'm glad I caught you, darling. You're just the person I want to talk to.
What about?
Well, a lot of things. We owners should get together from time to time. We got a lot of things in common.
Owner. That's right, I am the owner, aren't I?
And an owner should be able to take a break when she wants to.
I believe I will take a break. But a short one.
Short one it is. Sit right down here.
Okay. Now, what was it you wanted to talk to me about?
I just want to tell you that construction on my new mansion on your granddaddy's place is coming along real nice.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe I can come out and take a tour sometime.
When it's all done, I'll take you on that tour myself. I think you'd be impressed. And I think your granddaddy'd be impressed, too.
My granddaddy really loved that land.
Yeah. I know he did. I wish he was here to see that I just wasn't ruining that land. I want it to be the prettiest spread in Texas.
I'll never forget growing up on that ranch. I was a real lucky kid.
I'm glad you said that.
Why?
Because there's going to be another little kid growing up on that land, and I want everything to be right for him.
It will be.
Well, now, how's everything going here at the Coop? And that partnership with Ruby, how's that going?
Well, everything's just fine. We take care of each other. Sort of.
Well, speaking of Ruby, you know, I got a little business to talk over with her. Is she around?
No,
Oh, is she back at that apartment of yours?
she's in Nashville.
Nashville?
Yeah, she's trying to get these people to do an album that we want Ricky to make.
I don't believe you.
You don't?
That's pretty much what I wanted to talk to her about.
It was?
Yeah, I wanted to tell her to keep pushing Ricky. And that's what she's doing.
As far as I know, Justin, she could be pushing Ricky at this very moment.
You mean we could end up like one of these guys? But you said that gas all disappeared a long time ago, right?
No, Mark said that. I didn't.
You mean it's still around?
Well, look, this has got to be an oil dome. I mean, Miles thought it was, and it looks like he was right. We just need to explore a little more to verify it.
Yeah, but oil domes aren't dangerous, Brett. Why would Miles have been so worried?
Because of the gas, Mark. It's the gas I'm talking about. That could still be here under tremendous pressure inside the oil dome.
Yeah, but where is the oil dome?
Right underneath us.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm getting out of here.
Ruby! Ruby, come back!
Not on your life! I'm not sticking around here. I don't want to turn into one of them!
Get out! Get out! That's why. Stina! You two all right? Yeah, she missed us.
Not that much.
Look, I'm gonna move around so I can get a better shot.
No, Mark, don't shoot! Shoot! Don't! The last thing we want here is gunfire. One bullet in the wrong place and it could disrupt the balance of the cage.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! We don't want to disrupt the balance!
You know, Ricky don't seem like warning shots, but she's trying to keep us here.
Yeah, well, she's doing a real good job. You think you two can get back over here to us?
Yeah, I think so.
Darn that Gretchen. I knew there was something weird about her from the very first time we met. She was acting so friendly and neighborly. It all turned out to be a big ploy.
Okay, maybe we go.
Move! I wish I had never moved into that luxury apartment with Lurleen.
It's a little late to think about that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I learned from experience.
Hey, Elena. Darlene, was that just Justin Marshall I saw coming out of here? Sure was.
Well, what's he doing at the Coop? I thought the Top of the World Club was more his speed.
Oh, he was here meeting those men, Mr. Barnes and Mr. Boudreaux.
They've been hanging around here a lot lately.
It must be good for business, because things have been picking up since they started coming here.
That's good.
Yeah, but they even told me they were going to start conducting more of their business meetings here at the Coop.
I wonder why.
I guess they like the place.
Maybe they like you.
Oh, I don't think I'm the reason they're coming here. They're always wanting to talk to Ruby about things.
What kind of thing?
Oh, just things.
If she's involved with Hawker and Boots, I'd keep my eyes open if I were you, and my ears. There's no telling what can come of all this.
Well, if it's good for business, it can't be all bad.
Yeah, well, I hope you're right. So I'm gonna go rehearse.
Hey.
Lurleen, have you heard anything from Ricky yet?
No, not a word.
I just don't understand this. He would never wait so long.
Elena, I think you should be positive about this. Ricky's gonna be just fine. Now, there's no sense in you worrying over him.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right, too.
For you. And a new beginning.
Thank you.
I hope that somehow I can make all this up to you and that we can get through this rough time together.
I hope that everybody can make it through this rough time.
You think I did before I opened my nightclub?
I just always assumed you were a musician.
I always was. In my heart, anyways.
Well, tell me more.
About the past?
Yes, I'm interested.
Vicky, there's no point. What's gone is gone.
Well, all your memories can't be bad.
No, not all.
Well, then please tell me.
You drive a hard bargain.
I know.
All right, the past. From start to finish, in a nutshell. I was married once, had that high-paying job selling oil equipment, and a lifestyle to go with it. I thought that my wife needed the lifestyle. I was obsessed with work, and I was miserable all the time.
Why?
Kept hearing those tunes playing in my head.
No.
No, it's the truth, honest, Vicky. I mean, all I ever wanted to be was a piano player. And there I was, stuck in that job I didn't like, working with people I didn't like, doing things I didn't want to be doing. So one day I just said suddenly, whoa, hold it. Just like the song, stop the world, I want to get off. And that's what I did.
You left it all behind.
Everything and everyone that didn't matter. Made some enemies along the way, and I'm not proud of that. But I did make one very big friend. Myself.
And now you're on your way back up again.
Well, it'd be nice to reach the top, but even that doesn't seem important anymore.
What is?
Feeling the way I do right now, I wouldn't trade that for all the oil companies put together.
Hunt Weston, you're quite a man.
Vicky, there is one other reason why I'm really glad that I went through all that.
What's that?
Well, if I didn't, I wouldn't be sitting here with you tonight.
And how is my beautiful wife?
Well, I'm just fine. What's going on?
Going on? Why can't I greet my wife the way she's supposed to be greeted?
Oh, now, come on, Justin. Something's got you so happy.
Well, I'll let you guess. I'll give you a hint.
What?
Well, it has something to do with oil.
Well, now, what in our lives doesn't?
And it's got something to do with two good old boys.
Oh, by the name of Hawker and Boots.
You got the prize. I just got back from visiting with them.
Well, did they come through again?
Well, let's just say that we're going to be knee-deep in oil leases before this thing is through.
That's great. That's just great.
Marshall Oil is going straight to the top, darling.
Hey, what's all the noise out here?
Oh, we're not alone.
Your turn, partner. And how is my favorite friend?
Fine.
Just fine? Is that all just fine? Actually, we're going to have to do something about this. Everybody in my family has to be just great today. Not just fine. Not just fine. So, well, you just tell me when you're great, okay?
I feel great.
You sure? You sure? Okay. Okay. That's all I want to hear.
What's so special about today?
Well, today something happened. It's going to be very good for all of us, Gregory. I cannot wait to tell TJ he's going to have his hands full with those new leases.
Yeah, I bet he will.
Marshall,
What is it, Gregory?
do you argue a lot with TJ at work?
Argue with... Who told you that?
No, that's just something he overheard today.
What'd you overhear? Gregory, what is it?
I don't like the way TJ argued with Ashley today.
When did this happen?
Before I went to lunch with Allison.
Gregory, now I thought I explained that to you. There was nothing to that at all. Nothing for you to worry about.
I don't like it when anybody fights with you, Ashley.
Oh, now, baby, there was nothing to it.
There must have been something.
To it.
Must have been something, Ashley, or Gregory wouldn't be upset like this now, would you, boy? Actually, just exactly what were you and TJ fighting about?
Everyone?
I just hope that Ashley gets through this all right. I don't think that Justin will be able to handle this.
Right now, I'm more concerned with the two of us. Where do we stand with each other?
Where do you think we stand?
I hope you have the same feelings for me that I have for you.
What are those feelings?
I love you more than anything in the world.
I just wanted you to say those words.
Then you forgive me?
Forgive you. TJ, were you really worried that I wouldn't?
Well, I thought that...
Don't you know how much I love you? I wouldn't let anything happen between us.
I love you.
I love you too, darling.
I think this looks like a good place. Let's take a rest. You know, I've been thinking, Brad, about that story. It's fascinating.
You can thank Miles for that.
Well, if it's true. I mean, if this is a huge oil reserve, and if we can neutralize whatever poisonous gas may be down there, then what? Then we may have just discovered a bonanza.
I think you're right.
You mean bonanza like money?
That's exactly what he means.
Are we talking millions of dollars here?
Yeah, well, you got Ruby's attention. Probably more like billions.
Billions?
Yeah, for World Oil, of course.
Oh, of course, of course. Well, what are you guys all sitting around for? Come on, let's go explore and find that oil.
Hey, Ruby, if there is oil here, it's going to take us some time to find it. We're not going to find it like that.
Well, we can at least get started, can't we?
Well, I think the time to get started is in the morning after we're rested. Getting late.
I can't believe this. You guys were the ones who were all fired up to come here in the first place.
Yeah, one more day's not going to matter.
Well, I wish you'd tell that to Gretchen and whoever she's got with her out there, because they seem to be in some kind of hurry.
Yeah, you're right. Gretchen is our big problem now.
We'd better postcard then in case she gets any funny ideas. All right, then why don't I take the first shift? Sounds good. Hand me one of those blankets, will you? Yes. Oh, Ricky, hold on. There's something I want to talk to you about.
What are we supposed to do?
Why don't you all just stay here and take a little rest?
Hey, where are you guys gonna be?
We're just gonna go around the bend a couple 100 feet there. Just keep an eye on things.
Ricky, be careful.
I will.
You too, Mark.
Be okay.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna write down my observations of this place. It's gonna make some interesting reading someday.
Just think, this place could be worth billions of dollars.
Yeah, I think so.
Imagine that. Hey, you know, maybe we could make some jewelry or something out of these shiny rocks. I bet it might be worth more than gold, diamonds.
What'd you say, Ruby?
Justin, there was no fight.
Gregory seems to think so.
Well, now, Gregory just walked in on the end of a heated discussion is all.
On what?
It was just a difference of opinion.
Difference of opinion.
Yes, exactly. It's really not all that important, Justin. I was just in a bad mood today, and I guess I took it out on TJ.
Did TJ cause that bad mood?
No. Why do you ask?
He's always busting in on our personal business. Are you sure he didn't start this?
Yes, I'm sure, Justin.
I don't know. He's always pulling things. As hard as I try to like this guy...
Justin, do we have to discuss this in front of Gregory?
Gregory is the one that's upset about it.
Gregory is upset about the arguing, not about TJ.
I want to know what's going on.
Gregory, would you do me a favor and let us talk for a little while?
Did I cause another argument?
No. It'd just be better if we didn't talk about other people in front of you, see, because then you won't feel funny when you see them. You understand?
I guess so.
Good. Now, come on. You can just go to your room for a little while. It's okay. You see? Now he thinks we're gonna fight.
It's like the fight you and TJ had today?
We didn't fight. But Gregory is gonna start to dislike TJ because he thinks you don't like him.
I have never told that boy any of my personal feelings about TJ.
You don't have to tell him, Justin. He's a smart boy. He just picks up on things.
Smart enough to pick on something that he saw today. Something that he doesn't like about TJ. You know, kids, they do this thing very well. They got a lot of good intuition.
Well, he's wrong about TJ.
Why are you always siding with TJ? Why are you always defending him? What is it between you two?
There is nothing between me and TJ.
There certainly seems to be.
Justin, please drop it. Do you see what's happening? We're letting just some little difference of opinion come between us now.
I'm sorry. That'll never happen. Darling, that will never happen.
I hope so. Because I don't know what I would do if it did.
Don't even think about that. Don't. I'm sorry. I'll just go have a little talk with Gregory. Okay?
What'd you say, Ruby? Ruby? Hey, Ruby, you all right? Ruby, will you answer me? Ruby! down there and I couldn't even hear it land.
Didn't you hear me screaming?
No, I didn't hear anything until just now.
This cave is so weird.
Very strange acoustics in here.
The whole place is strange. No, Fred, I just thought of something. If you couldn't hear me screaming and I was only a few feet away, how are Mark and Ricky gonna hear us screaming?
Well, they're not, but they'll just find us the same way I found you.
Oh, great, then we're all gonna be stuck down here. I'm getting out.
No, wait a minute, Ruby, don't!
What's that?
Because if you slip, you're gonna fall down there.
Oh, Brett, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get out of here?
I've already told Judy about these, so she'll get them right out.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
What time will you be in today?
Oh, won't be late. I just have to talk to Mama, and then I'll be in.
Something wrong?
No, I just need to talk to her. Guess that's it. Oh, would you get that, Allison? If it's for me, tell him I'll return the call at the office. Bye.
Bellman residence.
Ellison,
Yes.
this is Mr. Hannibal. How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
It's all right to call you there, isn't it?
What can I do for you, Mr. Hannibal?
Ellison, I've been doing a lot of thinking about our conversation the other day.
You have?
I don't think it's right that you should be trying to get along on such a little salary.
Well, I'm fine.
I'm sure you are. But I think I can help out. Do you think that we could meet later, say, at the country club?
All right.
Why don't you meet me for lunch?
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent. And Allison, I think this would be a very profitable meeting.
Oh, I'll see you there. It'll be profitable, Mr. Hannibal, if I can find out why Ashley's afraid of you.
So there was the entire dinner was just laying on the kitchen floor, and I was just about ready to cry when Mrs. Wheeler walked in.
What you do?
She took a look at the entire dinner lying on the floor, and she looked at me, and she said, I think we'll have another round of cocktails. No, I told you my floors are clean enough. Wheeler residence. Well, Mrs. Wheeler, hello, how are you? I'm just talking about you. What? Oh, that Wheeler. I wasn't just talking about you. Yes, ma'am, I'll see if he is. One moment, please. Could you see if Mr. Wheeler can come to the phone? This is his wife.
I can. He's still taking a shower.
Hello, I'm sorry he can't come to the phone right now. May I take a message? Mr. Mark? He isn't here right now. Miss Brett isn't exactly here right now either. Couldn't I take a message? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Bye. I don't think I did that very well.
What?
That was Mrs. Judith Wheeler.
It's no use. This place is so confusing they could be anywhere.
Brad! Ruby!
There must be a passageway that we can't find. I swear we've been over every inch of this place. Where are they?
I don't know. I just hope they're together and that they're all right. Ruby!
All night. Thought I was gonna go rolling over the edge.
Ruby, I don't think they're gonna find us.
That's a comforting thought.
So where'd just gonna have to get out of this on our own.
How do you propose we do that?
Well, the only way out's gotta be up. Great! I don't see a stairway. Yeah, I know, so you're gonna have to climb on me somehow.
Are you crazy? Do you know what would happen to me if I went falling over that edge?
Well, you just want to stay here? We've been screaming all night. They can't hear us. There's something about this cave that just swallows up the sound. This place is so weird. All right. All right. What should I do? Let's see, maybe you can try and climb on my back. Wait, I'm gonna take my boots off.
Beth hasn't made these in a long time.
Well, we haven't asked her in a long time.
Well, that's true. You're usually gone by now. Unless you have a good reason not to be gone.
No, I just thought it would be nice for us to have breakfast together.
It is nice. Now, what do you want to know?
Oh, you're so suspicious.
Honey, I know when you have something on your mind.
I just want to talk about your dinner last night.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Oh, come on, Mom. I'm not prying. I just want to know if you had a good time.
I had a lovely time.
Good.
Is that all you're going to ask?
That's all. I'm glad you're getting out.
I think you mean that.
I do. I thought that hunt was very nice.
I'm so glad, because I do like him very much.
Well, I can see why, Mama. He's a very charming, handsome young man.
Are you putting special emphasis on the word young?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was very interested in talking to him, particularly when he mentioned that he was in the oil business.
Yes, I was too.
I was impressed that he could give that up to do something that he wanted to do more. That takes a certain amount of strength.
Yes, it does. You know, I didn't know that about Hunt myself until last night.
How well do you know him?
Well enough. I like him, I like his place, I can relax there, and I can talk to him.
Well, I must admit that after meeting him last night, I thought that he was a lot more substantial than I originally thought.
He liked you too, honey.
I'm glad you had a good time.
You said that.
Just one other thing I wanted to ask you, Mama.
I thought there might be.
I'm glad that you're getting out, and I do like Hunt.
Yes?
Mama, have you thought about where this thing is going?
Good morning, Vivian.
Mr. Wheeler, there was a phone call for you, but you were still in the shower.
Oh, who was it?
It was Mrs. Wheeler,
Ah.
your wife, Judith.
Oh, I see. Oh, did she leave a message?
Yes, she wants you to call her back.
Okay, I'll call
She
her.
also asked after Mr. Mark and Miss Brett.
What, did she want to talk with them?
Yeah, but I told her they were out. She seemed kind of insistent.
Well, that's fine, Vivian. There's no reason for you to tell her where they are.
Well, there wasn't anything I could say. I don't know where they are.
Did she sound concerned?
Well, the whole phone call got off on the wrong foot. See, I thought that she was Mrs. Wheeler.
Oh,
Mrs.
that-
Alex Wheeler.
It's a natural mistake.
Well, I suppose so. Mr. Wheeler, is there something wrong?
No, everything's fine, Vivian.
Okay. Would you like some breakfast?
No, I'll get something on my way there.
Well, you be sure you do, because you need a good breakfast.
No, would you have John bring the car over?
He's already brought it around the front.
Oh, good.
Wasn't that efficient of him, Mr. Wheeler? Don't you think he's making remarkable progress?
Yes, he's making remarkable progress, yes.
Well, bye-bye.
Don't move.
I'm not gonna move.
Better not, because you're not the one who's going to go plunging down into that bottomless pit.
Okay, go ahead. Just try and get a grip on something up there.
Is this the right place?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I told you that wasn't gonna work. Okay. Maybe not this time. It's gonna work the next time. What next time? Ruby, there's no other way out. We gotta try it again. Come on. Okay?
Okay, wait, please. Can we just wait a minute? I just need a minute to catch my breath, okay? I never was very good at this stuff. I always skipped out of gym class in high school.
We'll get it the next time.
Brent?
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you I'm real sorry about Professor Rehnquist.
Thank you.
I only met him once, and it wasn't the greatest experience, but I know how tight you were with him.
He was a fine man.
Fred, it wasn't my fault.
I know it wasn't.
I want to explain it to you.
Ruby, it doesn't make any difference.
It makes a difference to me. Please, just let me tell you the whole story.
Okay.
See, remember I told you that Lurleen came home to the apartment one night from the coop and she saw Professor Rehnquist lying on the floor.
I remember you said that. Yeah, it's okay. Go on.
She came running back to the coop to get me, and I went over to the apartment with her. When we got there, there was no Professor Rehnquist. There wasn't anybody anywhere.
Gretchen, must have moved him.
And do you remember that I told you I thought Lurleen was having these hallucinations?
Yeah. Now, I don't understand why you didn't go to the police.
Couldn't, Brett. We couldn't have explained it. I mean, there wasn't anybody there, and there was the other problem.
What other problem?
If I'd gone to the police, they never would have believed me.
Ruby, what are you talking about? What is it?
Bo.
Oh. Who's Bo?
Nobody.
Come on, Ruby. You said you were going to tell me what happened.
All right. All right, I'm going to tell you the whole story about Bo.
Good.
There's not a chance of me getting arrested in here anyway. Might do me some good to confess. I don't think I'm ever going to survive this place. The whole thing started when I found Bo's body.
So, who's Bo?
Well, he was sort of this client of mine. He was really bad news.
You found his body?
Yep, right on our motel room floor. And so then Lurleen and me had to get rid of it.
What'd you do?
What didn't we do? I'll tell you, Brett, getting rid of that body was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life.
Wait. I don't understand. Why'd you have to get rid of the body?
Because everybody heard me say I wanted to kill him. Bo was my husband. We've been separated for a long time, but he wouldn't give me a divorce.
You were married to him?
I know what you're thinking, Brett, but I couldn't go to the police. I couldn't. After all that I'd said about Bo, they would have thought I killed him for sure.
You were in a pretty tight spot.
It was horrible. I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. And then he started turning into a mummy.
That was Bo?
You knew him?
Yeah, Ricky found this body in the morgue, and it was a mummy. That's where we got this piece of the fire compass. He had it in his hand.
It was Bo. See, he had the whole fire compass when he died. That's how we got it in the first place.
I can't believe you guys had the fire compass.
Well, we didn't know what it was.
Didn't it occur to you should tell someone all this?
No, I couldn't. By then, I was so deep in the whole thing, I just couldn't.
So, Ruby, what happened to Miles?
I don't know. I told you everything I know about it. I guess Gretchen took him off someplace because she didn't want me and Lurleen to be able to tell anybody about it.
But you didn't believe Lurleen at all?
She was so upset when Bo died and everything. I thought Her mind was just playing tricks on her.
So Miles traced the fire compass to you.
And then Gretchen got it, except it didn't have the missing piece.
Well, he said that they would do anything to get it.
Dad, I know this is hard to take, but I swear to you, I didn't believe Lurleen.
No, I can see why you didn't.
I didn't even understand what the whole thing was about until much later. I just didn't want anybody to think that I killed Bo. That's why I did what I did.
Yeah, and that's why Miles couldn't find the fire compass. Now I'm beginning to understand this.
Brett, I just want you to see that it wasn't my fault.
No, Ruby, I don't think it was.
I was just an innocent victim.
Now, speaking of victims, we're going to be victims if we don't find our way out of here.
Yeah, you're right.
You ready?
Okay.
Listen, this time I'm going to try and give you a leg up like this, okay?
All right.
I don't know what you mean.
What's going to happen between you and Hunt? Where's your relationship going?
Exactly where it is now.
Oh, Mama, I don't think you're being honest with yourself.
Grena, Hunt and I have a very nice friendship, and I hope to keep that friendship.
And you don't see anything else happening?
No.
I don't agree.
Why not?
Because I saw him last night. I saw the way he was looking at you.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Mama, I think we both know what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't.
That man is interested in more than just friendship.
Rena, you don't know Hunt, and you're assuming things.
I know that he's attracted to you, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to make sure that you know what you're getting yourself involved with.
You know, it seems to me that you're taking this much more seriously than I am.
Well, then maybe you should start taking it more seriously. That man is interested in you.
We are friends.
Mama, I'm glad you have that friendship. I really am.
But
I think you're playing with fire.
Honey, I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
I know that.
Well, then you don't have to worry about my relationship with Hunt.
Mama, I'm concerned about you. I want you to be happy.
I know you do, and I appreciate it. But I am not going to give up this friendship.
I don't want you to.
Then what do you want?
I want you to look at this from Hunt's point of view. Do you know what he wants out of this? It may not be the same thing as you.
I understand what you mean.
I hope so.
And I'll bear it in mind.
Thank you.
But, honey, I want you to realize that I don't need you to protect me.
All right. Grant says that I worry about you too much.
And Grant is right.
I'm sorry, Mama.
No, it's all right. I know you worry because you care.
I do.
You know, it's funny. One of the hardest things a parent has to learn is how to let go. I think you need to learn the same lesson.
I'm never going to stop watching out for you.
Well, you may have to. I've got to get myself together and get down to the studio.
Yes, I'm going to be late, too.
Honey, I really enjoyed having our breakfast together this morning. Hope we can get to do it sometime again soon. But next time, without the lecture.
Oh, Mama.
Boots, look at this pretty lady with her brow all furrowed up.
Mr. Barnes, Mr. Boudreau.
Seems like every time we come into this little old establishment, she's just working away at one thing or another.
I was going over some paperwork. It doesn't come too easy to me.
Oh, we just stopped by to talk about some changes we think you might be needing.
Changes? What do you mean?
First off, we don't want you to make any changes that would interfere with the basic tone of this place.
No, ma'am. Don't mess too much with the ambience.
You've already got some touches that are real good.
Like a lady bartender. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's kind of comforting.
Then what would you want to change?
Well, we think it should be more like you.
like me.
You have a perfect personality for a place like this.
That's right. Down to earth, but classy.
Nobody ever told me I was classy.
Oh, you got real class, little darling. It's genuine.
That's right, Miss Rolene. And we want to see more of your influence in the coop.
Well, I don't know. I kind of like the coop like it is.
Oh, so do we, so do we.
Now, you don't mean to tell me that you never had any ideas, some thoughts that would pick it up a little bit?
Well,
you can tell us.
Well, to be perfectly frank, I think our menu is what you might call limited.
There you go. You have been thinking about it.
But Ruby says that honky tonks only serve chili. Anything else would be putting on airs.
Well, I'd go with your feelings, Miss Rolene. I think you got the touch.
You know, there are some things that I'd like to do.
Well, you just give it your best shot, little darling, and you'll put this place right on the map.
I just might do that.
If you need any financial assistance, we'd be right proud to invest in your talent.
That's really nice, but I can do it on my own.
All right, but don't you hesitate to call.
And remember, we're going to be steering people in your direction.
So we want you to treat them real nice.
Ah, Boots, you didn't have to say that. The charm of this place is that this little lady treats everybody nice.
Yeah, you're right about that, Hawker. While with your lovely nature, you're going to make this a real important place.
Real important. Granny Boots, look at the time.
Oh, yeah, we got to go. Bye.
I just talked with Gretchen.
What did she have to report?
They're all in the cave now, sir.
Make sure she finds the passage to the secret chamber and the oil. That's the point of this mission.
Yes, she understands that, sir.
It's imperative they lead her right to the source of the energy.
Yes, sir.
Then she can dispose of them all.
Think there's any way Gretchen could have gotten to him? I don't see how. You were guarding the entrance. I was only gone a couple minutes. It's so hard to keep your bearings in this place. Maybe there's another entrance. I don't think so. I've kept track of all the passageways. It's not like them to disappear like this. Brett! Brett! Ruby! Ruby! Brett!
Are you all right? Yeah, don't worry about me. I can't find anything to grab onto. Keep looking, Ruby. Can you move a little to the right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I think I found something. Oh, good.
It's some kind of rock or something. I think I can grab hold of it.
Try.
All right. I think I got it.
Back.
Well, hiya, John. How'd it go?
No problem. I really have gotten several routes to the office down now.
Good.
Yeah. Vivian, did Mr. Wheeler seem all right to you this morning?
Why do you ask?
Well, he hardly said a word all the way downtown. That's not like him.
I think he's very bothered by that phone call from Mrs. Wheeler.
Did he ever talk to her?
No, not yet, but he didn't seem pleased to get that message.
That must be it.
I told him how I thought it was the other Mrs. Wheeler.
So you made a mistake.
Well, it was dumb. I mean, I wonder what this Mrs. Wheeler must be thinking.
Well, you couldn't be upset about that.
But then I didn't know where Miss Brad or Mr. Mark were. I wasn't organized.
Well, it's not your fault if they didn't tell you where they were going.
I think there's something strange going on around here.
Well, maybe. Have you got a minute?
Yeah, I'm just about finished with this.
I wanted to look over this map.
Are you going on a trip?
No. It's kind of embarrassing, though, when I have to ask Mr. Wheeler for directions all the time. I thought I should bone up here on some of the routes around the city.
Oh, would you like me to help? I've got a great sense of direction.
Oh, thanks. I wonder if there's anything that we're both good at the same time.
I don't think it's square dancing.
No.
John, did Mr. Wheeler seem very upset?
Not upset, just quiet.
I don't like that.
Well, maybe it's business. Although, you know, he didn't have his papers out like he usually does.
He was very evasive when I asked about Mr. Mark and Miss Brett.
Yeah?
I think he's worried about them.
Well, maybe he just misses them.
No, I think it's something more than that. I think there's something wrong.
Yes, Judith, I do appreciate your concern. No, I'm not trying to keep you from talking with them. They're just not here. They're out in the desert. Oh, I can't reach them. They're in the desert. Oh, come on, Judith. Brett is a grown woman. She's a professional geologist. She can take care of herself. No, no, Judith, there isn't a reason on this earth for you to come here. They're not here. There's nothing you... Don't you dare hang up on me. Yes. Oh, send her in.
That must have been some important phone call.
Why do you say that?
Because you usually don't keep me out of your office when you're on the phone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking with Judith.
Oh. Grant, I wanted to remind you that we have a budget meeting coming up in case you wanted to go over the figures ahead of time.
You're a mighty tactful woman.
For reminding you about the budget meeting?
No, for not asking about that phone call.
Well, it's personal.
I would like to talk to you about it.
All right.
Lena, I don't understand her.
What's the problem?
Well, she called the house, talked to the maid, said she wanted to talk to Mark and Brett.
And they weren't there.
That's right, and she construes that to mean that I don't want them to talk with her.
Was she very upset?
Upset? She hung up on me.
She hung up. So you weren't able to calm her down?
No, I don't care about her, Lena. I care about the kids. I'm worried about them. I'm terribly worried about them.
I know you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to dump all this.
You weren't dumping on me. I want to help you.
You are.
I have some information for you.
About Mark and Brett?
Mm-hmm. I think I might know where they are.
What happened? Are you okay? No! What's wrong? I'm mad, that's what's wrong. What's with this place anyway? The walls are caving in. I don't know. At least my boots fell through with me. Boy, whoever designed this cave must have been crazy. Look, physically, are you all right? Yeah, I think so. I'm just a little stiff. This is a very strange place. You hit the nail on the head when you said that. You know, geologically, I can't come up with any explanation for these walls. Or anything else that's happened for that matter. I'm not going to trust these walls anymore. Next time I lean on one, who knows, I might even end up in China or something. Yeah. The March Hare will come running by. Yeah. What did you say? March Hare. Alice in Wonderland? Oh, yeah. Well, better start exploring.
Brett, why don't we just face facts?
What do you mean?
We're never gonna get out of here.
I admit it looks pretty hopeless.
Well, we might as well give it a try. Who knows, maybe one of these other walls will cave in. This one seems pretty solid. Then again, so did the other one.
Ruby!
What? Did you find a way out?
No, but look at this. How did this get here?
Hello. Anybody here?
What? Oh,
You like this place already?
sorry, but we're not open yet.
Yeah, so what are you doing in there?
I'm working. We open at 6. You can come back then.
You know, we could help you out. Ma'am, I don't mean to be forward, but do you know Mr. Boudreau and Mr. Barnes?
Oh, well, sure I do.
Well, they told us this was a real nice place and we should drop in any time.
Oh, they did. Well, if your friends are theirs, why don't you have a seat?
Well, thank you.
Can I get you anything?
Well, what do you got?
Everything. In fact, if your friends are Mr. Barnes and Mr. Boudreau, the first one is on the house.
Well, I knew I was going to like this place. How about a couple of cold beers?
Your band?
Well, we're still in Texas, ain't we?
Yeah.
And you have to ask.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, would you join us there, ma'am?
No, I mean, it's a little early.
You know, this is a pretty nice place you got here.
You really like it?
You sure do. It's real friendly looking.
Well, what do you fellas do?
Well, we're cattlemen.
Really?
Hey, you ever hear of the Lazy Susan Ranch?
No.
Well, that's where we work.
You really cowboys?
Well, I don't know if there are any real cowboys left. It's not like the old movies when you're flying around in a helicopter taking aerial photographs. Yeah, or you have an accountant.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. I think you're real cowboys.
Well, thank you very much. Say, tell me, Miss,
Oh, Lurleen.
Lurleen, most of the gals that come in here as pretty as you?
Well, we have a real refined clientele, and we have some real sweet girls that come in here.
Well, if you say so, it must be true. Yes, indeed. Hocker and Boots were right. Looks like you and me gonna be spending some time here. Yep. And, Miss Lurleen, when we spend time, we spend cash.
Which direction is north?
That way.
Very good. Now, you want to head, which way would you be going if you wanted to go across town?
That depends.
Supposing you're heading on 59 north, you want to go to 10 to Jacinto City. You would be going
East.
right.
Yeah, well, I know that looking at the map. You know, but 55 miles an hour, it's a different story.
All right, then we'll try it again. Supposing that you want to go to... Oh, John, look at this, Splendora.
That's north.
Oh, yes, I know. Isn't that a wonderful name, Splendora?
Sounds expensive to me.
Oh, but doesn't it sound exciting?
Yeah, it kind of does.
When I was a kid, I used to spend hours poring over maps of places I'd never been.
You did?
Mm-hmm. I used to pick out a name and then pretend what it might be like.
Where did you want to go most?
Oh, it changed all the time, but I was very taken for a while with Minnewaska.
Really?
And I used to dream of Indiana.
The place I always wanted to go was in Michigan.
Where?
Kalamazoo.
Oh, like I got a gal in Kalamazoo?
Yeah, that's right. Except I imagined that it was probably a real nice place with lots of animals.
I could certainly see why you thought that.
Where do you want to go now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Kathmandu?
Yeah?
Yeah, I always thought it sounded very exotic.
You know, it's the capital city of Nepal. That does sound exciting.
Well, I guess I'll never see it.
Why not?
You don't travel a lot in the maid business.
I might take you there myself.
If you took me to Kathmandu, I'd take you to Kalamazoo.
You might have a song there.
You think so?
Kathmandu, Kalamazoo. I think we're on to something.
Well, I'm happy to see you, Allison.
Hello, Mr. Hannibal.
Can I get you something?
No, thank you, I'm fine.
Well, then, shall we sit down while I tell you what I want to talk about? So tell me, Allison, how do you like working for Rena Decker?
I love it.
It must be a very exciting job. But from what I understand, not necessarily lucrative.
Not yet.
Oh, that's a good attitude to have in business. But it doesn't help your present situation.
I make a fair salary, Mr. Hannibal. It's enough for me to get by on.
Well, don't you want to do more than get by?
Oh, of course.
Well, then I'm glad we're having this talk. I think I can help you.
You mentioned that on the telephone. You have a job for me?
Well, that's not quite what I meant.
Well, you said I might be making more money. I assumed that you meant a job.
Well, you know that your Aunt Hildy and I were very close.
I know that.
Aunt Hildy would have wanted you to enjoy this time of your life.
What do you mean, Mr. Hannibal?
I have something for you. I think this might help you to get some of the extra things you might want.
No, I can't accept that.
You'd offend me if you don't.
I can't pay you back.
I wouldn't ask you to. Allison, this is a gift. It would make me happy if you were able to get some new clothes. Go out and enjoy yourself.
I don't know what to say to you.
Then don't say anything. Perhaps someday you'll be able to help me out. But for now, enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Just keep being active like you are now. Do things while you're young. That's what Hildy would have wanted you to do.
Mr. Hannibal, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Why is Ashley so upset that you're here in Houston? Can't even mention your name to her.
Please, please, don't you worry about that.
I'm not worried about it. I'd just like to know.
Just take that money and buy things that please you. Clothes. Buy some clothes.
I will.
Good.
Mr. Hannibal, have you been meeting with Ashley here?
Well, certainly Ashley and I meet here from time to time.
Why is she...
She's not afraid of me. Ashley and I are old friends, and right now we're involved in something together.
Something?
Nothing to be concerned about. Now you just take that money and buy yourself some pretty things.
I will. Thank you. Taking this money might make me closer to you, Mr. Hannibal. And that's how I'll find out what's going on between you and Ashley.
You know where Mark and Brett are?
I think so. Let me tell you what I found out. I had a talk with Ginny the other day. She said that Miles Rehnquist was on his way to a place called Haitopa.
What's that? Where is it?
Well, she didn't know where it was, but she said it's the site of an old Indian legend where Miles made a discovery.
What kind of a discovery?
She wasn't too clear, Grant, but she said if the wrong person found out the secret of Haitopa, it would jeopardize millions of lives.
That must be why Mark was so concerned when Brett went there.
Well, he found out about it from Ginny, and that's why he went to find Brett.
Rena, if this place is so important, then why did Rehnquist spend so much time in Houston?
Well, there's a thing called a fire compass. Now, Miles had it when he arrived at the ranch, but he lost it. You need it to find Haitopa.
No, wait a minute, Rena. Mark told me that Ruby Wright could lead him there. There's something wrong.
I'm sorry, Grant. I knew this was going to upset you, but I thought you had to know.
Yes, I did. But why didn't Mark tell me?
I probably didn't want to worry you.
He also knew that I wouldn't let him go alone. Well, did Ginny tell you what kind of danger this is?
Yeah, she said that other people were after this fire compass, that they would kill to get it. And of course, there are the lives of millions of people.
Damn. Why didn't he tell me? What's the name of this place?
Haitopa.
Yeah, all right, okay.
What are we going to do?
Well, I want to get some more information. The more I hear about this, the more convinced I am that there's some real danger involved.
We've looked in every direction. Yeah, several times. I don't know what else to do. Well, they couldn't have gone that far. Brett! Ruby! Why did they leave here in the first place? We told them to stay right here.
Maybe Brett found something. She's been determined to make something out of all this.
Yeah, well, she's an experienced geologist. She knows better than to take off without telling anyone.
Yeah, I know. Well, what do you think we should do? Well, I don't know. Maybe we ought to go check the entrance again. Why? Well, see if maybe Gretchen might have gotten to him. Come on.
Ruby! This is extraordinary.
Why, has it got directions on there how to get out of here?
No.
Well, then who cares?
Ruby, this tablet doesn't belong here. It's from another time, another culture. It's far older than this cave. Somebody long, long ago brought this here.
It would mean a lot more to me if somebody came and got us out of here, Brett.
Ruby, this is just astounding that it's here.
Brett, if somebody doesn't get us out of here, nobody's ever going to see it.
Look, if it's here, it means that there's a way in and a way out.
Well, then let's find it.
Yeah.
What is it? Look! Oh, it's a passageway! I could swear this wasn't here a minute ago.
No, it wasn't. And it might not be here much longer. Come on, let's go.
Oh, I'm afraid what we're going to find on the other side. You're back. Good.
If you want to sign this, I'll get it out right away.
Okay.
Sorry I took so long.
Well, it takes time to go out to the Spindle Top and back. Did you have a nice lunch?
Very.
Good. I hope it turns out to be as profitable as the last one.
What do you mean?
Well, the last time you had lunch with one of your Aunt Hildy's friends, you came back with a whole handful of oil leases.
No, sorry. No oil leases. Not today.
Well, you keep your eyes open, honey. Your Aunt Hildy traveled in some very important circles.
I know. Rena, is it all right if I get off a little early today?
Yes, that'll be all right, Allison. There's nothing pressing.
I have some things I want to take care of.
Fine. Well, I have a meeting with Mr. Prescott in the survey department. You file his reports and you can leave as early as you'd like.
Thank you, Rena.
Allison, I'm glad that you enjoyed your lunch today. Just remember what I said. Aunt Hildy's friends could prove very useful.
They already have. Mr. Hannibal's money is going to buy an awful lot of nice clothes at Page One.
I don't know what's gotten into you today, but you're like the cat who ate the canary.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, well, I'm happy. I like to share my happiness.
You do?
I think everybody should take the afternoon off and enjoy themselves.
Oh.
What do you say to that, Nita?
Actually, I had that in mind myself.
Justin Marshall, look what you've started. You've started a rebellion.
Good, good.
No, seriously, Paige, I was wondering if I could have a little time off this afternoon.
Oh, really? Why, honey?
Well, I'd like to do something special for Billy Joe.
That's the kind of woman we need more of. She wants to make a fuss over her man.
Well, I haven't been able to see much of him lately. And I am going to be flying to New York and Chicago. I thought I could plan a nice evening together. You know, dinner, the whole works.
Oh, that sounds lovely, honey. But are you sure that Billy Joe is going to have the time? I mean, I know how busy he's been doing all of those Ace High commercials lately, and golly, it would be just terrible. I mean, if you did all that work and then you found out that Billy Joe was stuck at the studio.
All right, Paige, I get your message. You can't imagine what I have to put up with for my sister here.
Oh, poor Justin.
I will personally see to it that Billy Joe has the evening off to spend with you.
Really?
Well, sure. I wouldn't want people to say that Marshall Oil came between a man and his wife. Here's your purse, what you heard.
Well, that's the old brother that I know and love. Thank you.
Go on now, get out of here. I'll take care of everything.
Thank you, Justin.
You just make sure my spokesman has a good time.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Justin.
Well, where's your phone? I better call KVIK and make sure Billy Joe has the night off.
Right here. Here we go.
I'm not sure exactly what this is.
Where did you find it?
It was right where Ruby and I fell through that wall.
It seems like a tablet of some kind.
Yeah, well, the material itself is ancient.
What about the writing?
It's not exactly writing. It's like a series of pictographs, symbols.
Oh, just like the ones on the fire cones.
Well, no, actually, these don't correspond to anything I've seen before.
Well, how about the markings on Sutar's rock?
No, these symbols are much older than that. These date back to a time long before the creation of this cave.
How long?
wouldn't even hazard a guess. I'll tell you one thing, though. This stone that the symbols are etched on is, it's not even from this part of the world.
Well, then how did it get here?
I don't know. Somebody must have brought it. And judging from where we found it, I'd say they brought it a long time ago.
Well, why here?
I don't know, Mark. It's a mystery.
Great, just what we need, another mystery.
What does it mean, Brett?
I wish I knew.
I hope you realize how nervous I am.
That's perfectly normal. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm scared to death, and I mean, this is only a rehearsal.
There's no reason to be.
You know, being nervous helps a little bit. It really does. It gets you all worked up and ready to go.
Yeah, I keep telling myself that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean it now. It gets the old adrenaline pumping, you know, otherwise you can't do your best.
I know.
You perform every night at the Starlight. Why should this be any different?
Because it is different. I mean, at the Starlight, I'm working on a one-to-one basis. I can see the audience. I know if they like what I'm doing. I mean, all I got here is that one-eyed camera staring at me in the face.
That's not true. You have Billy Joe, and you have the crew. You're going to get lots of response.
Yeah, but what counts are the people that I can't see.
No, don't think about that, huh? Really.
I can't think about anything else. I mean, in a bar, if people don't like what you're doing, the worst thing that can happen is they can order another beer, they can start talking. I mean, but here...
The worst thing that can happen here is they get up and turn you off.
Oh, no, Vicky, I wouldn't want that to happen. I mean, that wouldn't be fair to you or Billy Joe. You're risking an awful lot on me.
I am not risking a thing. You're going to be fine.
Look, Hunt, the best thing to do is just forget about the camera. No, in your case, I think the best thing was just treat it like a friend.
I am nervous.
Well, I know how that feels. Now, do you remember the first night, how nervous I was, and you encouraged me, and I got over it? Well, now it's my turn to encourage you. Trust Billy Joe, and you have the staff here to give you all the support you're going to need.
Hunt, she's absolutely right. All you got to do is come on in here, relax, play the piano the best you can, and leave everything else up to those boys in the booth. Everything's going to be just fine.
All right, I'll give it my best.
Just imagine you're playing at the Starlight, and everything will be as smooth as silk.
All right. Now, before we run over your song here, I want to make sure you know all the questions I'm going to ask you, because I want you to know what to expect, okay?
Okay.
You don't have anything to worry about.
That's right. There's nothing to chance, and no surprises.
Okay, let's get on with it.
Hi.
Hi.
Grant me a favor.
Ask it.
Well, I know that this does not necessarily fit within the framework of your job description, but then again, you're not the ordinary run-of-the-mill executive, are you?
What exactly do you have in mind?
What I have in mind is to take my mind off of things.
What thing?
Business, for one.
Oh, rough day?
Yeah. Since Mark had been gone, the work's been kind of piling up. I had no idea how much of a load he'd taken over.
Oh, I did. I'd been living with this file cabinet over there.
Well, one of the problems of hiring your own son is that you take him for granted.
You shouldn't. Mark's a real dynamo. You'll never get anyone else to do the kind of work he does.
I don't know where he gets his energy.
Is Mark's workload the only thing that's on your mind?
No. I'm worried about Brett's safety, this whole high-toe pa thing.
I may have made some progress in that. I talked to Mr. Prescott in the survey department.
Oh, you did? Thank you. I appreciate that. I got a couple of guys down the map room poring over those maps. They should have something soon.
Good. Stop worrying, huh? Mark can handle it.
I hope so.
Now, besides Mark, Brett, and High Toe Pa, is there something else?
Yeah, my wife's lawyer called me.
What did he want?
Time. She has found yet another pretext to delay. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I want you to grant me a favor.
What is it?
Dinner. Will you go to dinner with me at the Top of the World Club?
Of course, Grant. I'd love to.
Yeah, well, Leonard, try to reschedule for next week, will you? Thanks. I really appreciate that. Bye-bye. It's done. Billy Joe is a free man.
Oh, thanks, Joe. That's sweet.
Well, I am not Simon Legree.
Oh, really?
And how can I resist the pleas of two such lovely ladies?
Well, I hope you didn't do it all for our sakes. You know, Billy Joe needs a little time off. You have been running him ragged.
I don't think so.
Well, I do. According to Nita, you're getting much more than an 8-hour day from that man.
And I'm paying him much more than the minimum wage. All I ask is that Billy Joe do his job.
He has a family.
So have I. What's the beef here? I just gave him time off, didn't I?
One day, big deal.
I can't believe you. I don't know how you ever made it in the fashion world. You have such a tender heart.
Justin Marshall, you are giving Nita and Billy Joe a rough time. They're going through a lot of changes. They need their home life.
All right. I'll do what I can to let up on Billy Joe.
Thanks.
It's not going to be easy, though. Oh, Marshall Oil is, well, on a roll. Growing in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, TJ told me about the new leases that you...
Well, it's not just that. Production division's doing great, so is everything else. The Ace High division has, well, it's doubled its franchise holdings in a couple of months. Hud Richards is building us the finest car that money can buy, and we have the fuel additives page. I am sitting on a gusher here, and I can't cap it off all by myself and need some help. Billy Joe has got to do his part. It's in his contract.
All right, Justin, I get the idea. You know, it's funny there for a minute. You just sounded so much like Daddy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Guess it did. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
Yeah, you just remember what happened, Justin.
Paige.
There's a lot more to life than making money. You give Billy Joe a little more consideration, you hear?
Yeah. For my sister's sake, I'll try and do just that.
You know, you could be a real sweetheart with him.
Hey! Oh, I almost forgot why I came over here. I want to invite you to a little party I'm having tonight.
A party?
Yeah. Marshall Oil's been doing so great. I thought that I'd have a little celebration at the Top of the World Club. You know, dinner, drinks, a little conversation.
Oh, I'm not sure that
I won't take no for an answer. You'll be there, won't you? Listen, and bring TJ along. He's almost a member of the family,
well,
you know.
It's really sweet of you.
Why all this hesitation? I want to have a party. And you're going to come, aren't you?
All right, I'll be there. I will come. Oh, Joe.
Hi. Honey, I was just going to call you.
You were?
Sure I was. Never going to believe what just happened.
Tell me.
Well, Justin just called up Leonard and said that taping's canceled for tonight.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah. Really, I don't understand it. I had 5 of these Ace High gas pump bingo spots to do, and I would have been here till 1 in the morning.
And, they canceled them?
Well, yeah, I don't understand it. Justin just called up all of a sudden and said I was working too hard, and that I deserved the night off, and I should just enjoy myself. What's so funny?
I'm sorry. Well, Justin was at Page One today carrying on about how happy he was and how everybody should take the afternoon off. And so, Paige put the screws to him.
Wait a minute, she did what?
She got him to give you the night off.
I love that woman.
I do too.
Well, darling, what do you want to do with our evening off, huh?
I want to go out to dinner, and I want to have a great time.
I'll tell you what. You're on, and I know just the place.
Where?
Well, we just got a new piano player for the show. His name is Hunt Weston, and he's got a place he owns not too far from here. It's called the Starlight Lounge.
Starlight Lounge. I like that.
Well, then the Starlight Lounge it is.
Okay.
You know, I just love that Paige Marshall, too.
You are going to have a good time. You won't regret it, I promise you.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that.
You know, when things are going well for me, I like to share my good fortune with the people I love, and I sure do love my sister.
You sold me. I'm going to be there.
You know, I called New Orleans this morning. I ordered up a special supply of oysters for tonight. And I also warned Ricardo about the champagne. You know, the last time Ashley and I entertained
Justin,
at
will
the
you
top of the
please slow down? Didn't Daddy ever tell you not to sell beyond a sale? I'm going to come to your party. If you keep at this pace, you are going to frighten me off.
I'm sorry, Paige. I'm so happy about the way things are going.
No, I can see that.
You know, the Marshalls are on the way up. I'm a success. Page One is a success. I think we're entitled to kick up our heels.
Yes, we are, and we are going to do that tonight at the top of the World Club.
I think I'm going to call the chef. Tell him to make a cake.
Justin, will you see all that paperwork over there? That is my work. Will you please get out of here and let me do my work?
I'm leaving. Bye-bye. Oh! Hello, Allison.
Hi, Allison.
Oh, just...
I was just thinking about you.
You were?
Yeah, I'm having a party at the top of the World Club, kind of celebrating all the wonderful things that have happened to Marshall Oil. You're part of the family. You should be there.
Well, I'm not a marshal.
Well, no, but you're an in-law. That's close enough, huh?
Well, thanks for the invitation, Justin, but I don't think I can make it.
Why not?
Oh, I have some other plans.
What kind of plans? Oh, I know. I'll bet you got a date. Paige, I told you those boys would start to beat a path toward her door. Allison, this is your time, baby. You just enjoy it.
I will.
And you make those boys treat you right.
Right.
I can't stay here talking all day. I got plans to bye-bye now.
Justin, see you tonight.
Hello.
Whoa. Sometimes brothers can be very exhausting.
I know.
So what can I do for you, honey?
Well, I want to buy some clothes.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can do for you. Do you have anything specific in mind?
Brett, is there any possibility of figuring out the writing on the tablet?
No, not without the help of an expert. I mean, I have basic training in archaeology, and I know something about hieroglyphics and cuneiform writing, but this is outside the realm of my knowledge. Miles were here.
Miles didn't say anything in his letter about a tablet like this.
No, he didn't, and that's very strange. I mean, an object of this antiquity is so significant, he wouldn't have overlooked it. If he'd seen this, he would have mentioned it.
Well, maybe it doesn't have anything at all to do with the legend of Sutar.
Well, that's possible, but I find that hard to believe.
You said the writings predate the markings on the fire compass.
Yeah, by thousands of years. This is the product of an ancient people that existed long before the events at Haitopah.
Who were they?
I don't know. Whoever they were, they must have visited this cave at some point and left this relic behind.
I don't know why anybody'd want to come here on purpose.
Well, you know, a lot of the strangeness in this cave is due to the explosion, but you know, it's just possible that this place was a holy place, a place of mystery.
Like Delphi?
Yeah, or Stonehenge.
You mean you think there's relics like this hidden in the passageways?
It's possible.
Wonderful. More things we can't explain.
Well, the only way we're going to find out anything is by exploring.
How much you figure this thing's worth, anyway?
From an archaeological standpoint, it's priceless. In terms of dollars and cents, I don't know, it's hard to say.
I read in the paper the other day about this old Indian blanket that was auctioned off for $10,000. You think this could be worth more than that?
Easily.
Well, I'll just hold on to this for safekeeping. What are we all sitting around for? Why don't we do some serious exploring? Except we better watch out, because Gretchen's still out there with a gun.
Ooh, I like that one too, Allison.
So do I.
Shall I put that aside too?
Yeah, please.
Boy, you know, you are going to have a hard decision here between these two.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Well, this is the second one we put aside.
I know. Yeah, I think I'll take them both.
You're going to take both of them?
Mm-hmm. Unless, of course, you don't want to sell them to me.
Oh, heavens no, Allison. I'm in the business to sell dresses. If you want both, you shall have both.
Good.
Shall I just put this on Ashley's account then?
No. I'll pay for this myself.
You will?
Mm-hmm.
Allison, do you have any idea how much those dresses cost?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to talk you out of anything, but...
I can handle it.
Well, where are you going to get the money to...
Why don't I pay you now? And and you can have the dresses delivered to me. I'm staying at the Bellmans.
Now, do you think you're going to be able to read the markings on this print?
Oh, yeah. Lurleen did a great job. These are very clear impressions.
Well, we better play it safe.
What do you mean?
Gretchen, we're going to go exploring. Who's going to stand guard?
You know, she's right. We can't ignore Gretchen. She's dangerous and she's determined. This cave is very deceptive, and I think it would be far more dangerous if we split up. As you ladies well know, if somebody were to get lost in here alone, they may never find their way out.
We're lost in here already.
I mean, no, we're not. We got this print. We have the instructions Miles left us in the letter.
Yeah, but Gretchen's got the fire compass.
Well, she doesn't have the whole thing, and even if she did, there's no guarantee she knows how to use it.
If we go deeper into this cave, then it's going to be that much more dangerous for Gretchen to follow us. Good. That answers that question, right?
Yep.
Okay, then we're going to stick together, right? Well, then what do you say you get that letter out? Let's see if we can't find where this secret chamber is.
Okay. Okay, according to the instructions, this one.
Where?
That's the one we have to find to get to the secret chamber, this symbol.
Well, are there any directions in there as to where this chamber might be?
Oh, yeah, Miles is very specific about this. Okay, we go to that wall, and right to our left there, we should find an opening. Through there we go 30 paces forward, then 12 paces to the right. And then we'll round this corner, and to the right again, we'll see a glowing stalagmite. Within 10 paces of that stalagmite, we're going to find this symbol etched on the wall. Right here. I don't know, this sounds awfully complicated.
Well, it's not going to be that complicated if we just take it step by step.
All right, let's get our things together and get going.
Let's do it.
Got it? Okay. Everybody ready?
Yeah, I guess so. Yep.
All right.
There's that opening. Let's go.
Why is the table set for four?
Well, because we're having guests.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, I'm feeling much too good to celebrate alone. I think we should share all our good fortune with family and friends.
Oh,
Right down.
well, who have you invited?
Paige and TJ.
TJ?
Is something wrong with that?
No. I just thought that you were mad at him.
Oh,
so.
why should I be? He's a terrific negotiator. It's one of the reasons we've been so successful. Thank you.
Well, he wouldn't persuade his father to work for the company.
Well, nobody's perfect. And he is sweet on my sister, so that makes him almost part of the family.
I just wish that you had told me.
Well, I wanted it to be a surprise.
Well, do me a favor. No more surprises.
I like surprises. Especially nice surprises. Come on, Ashley, cheer up. We're going to have a good time.
Been through your bath of fire in your rehearsal. How do you think it went?
All right, I guess I played all the right notes, and when we rehearsed the interview, I remembered my name and where I was born.
You're going to be terrific on the air.
What makes you so sure?
Because I watched the rehearsal in my office on the monitor.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
I can. I don't as a rule. Only when it's important.
Well, what did you think?
I liked what I saw. You were nice and easy at the piano, and you were certainly right at home when you were chatting with Billy Joe.
It was all bluff.
Most good performing is.
I mean, I can't even remember what I said during that interview. I was so nervous.
Well, I know that feeling.
Vicki, I can't imagine you ever really being nervous.
Oh, no? Oh, what do you think I was that night you got me up to sing at the Starlight?
You came across like a pro.
So did you. Hunt, you're going to be a real asset to the show.
Well, thanks for the encouragement.
I'm rooting for you.
Oh, boy, I didn't realize it was this late. I gotta get back to the Starlight. It's the dinner hour.
I hope you have a good crowd tonight.
Yeah, I hope so, too. Vicki, I'm really grateful for what you're doing for me.
It's my pleasure. As I told you before, Hunt, you helped me over a very rough spot. I'm just returning the favor.
Paige?
Hi there.
Look, I'm sorry I'm late, but... Wow, don't you look nice?
Thank you. I have a surprise.
What?
We're going to a party
Where?
at the top of the World Club.
Oh, well, that sounds all right to me. What's the occasion?
Well, Justin dropped by this afternoon and invited us to celebrate the success of martial law.
Oh?
I'm sorry, honey. He was just so happy, I didn't have the heart to say no.
Who else is going to be there?
You, me, Justin, Ashley. I think that's all.
You really think that's a good idea?
I don't think we have much choice.
It's going to create a lot of tension.
Possibly.
No, not possibly. You can count on it. If you think that dinner with my mother and father was rough, it'll be a picnic compared to this.
Well, it's got to be faced one time or another, TJ.
Yeah, well, I just wish it was some other time. We all have a lot of feelings to sort out.
Well, what did you want me to do? I couldn't do anything. He asked me point blank.
I know. I just wish that he hadn't. Like, there are going to be three of us sitting there tonight, pretending to have a good time, trying to hide our emotions. Justin's going to be the only one who won't be in on the secret.
Listen to me, TJ. There's no reason that he ever need learn. I have accepted the situation, and I've promised you and Ashley that I won't betray you. So there doesn't need to be any tension.
It'll be there, though, no matter how hard we try to ignore it.
Well, we're grown-ups. We can deal with it. Right?
Okay. If you can do it, so can I. We'll go.
Oh, thanks.
I wonder what could be keeping them.
It's not that late.
When I'm having a party, I like it to begin.
Sweetheart, please just relax. The champagne's not going to go flat.
Well, why aren't they here?
Well, Paige had to close up the boutique, and I'm sure then she wanted to go back to the hotel and change.
I suppose you're right.
Of course I'm right. If you had told me about it to begin with, instead of surprising me, you could have made the reservations for later.
I didn't want to make the reservations for later. When I am in the mood to have a party, I like it to start early and then last long.
You are just like a child. I love it.
Thank you, darling. I love you. You know what I did? I called New Orleans this morning, and I ordered us some fresh oysters to be sent up here.
You're kidding.
Yeah. What's wrong, Donna? I thought you liked oysters.
It's Rena.
Just having dinner with Brant?
I don't like it.
This is a public place, Ashley.
Public or private, she always just spells trouble. And since when did a public place get her from showing her colors? Don't look now, but I think we have company, Grant.
So I see, but that doesn't bother you, does it?
No, but I don't understand why they have to come here. After all, this is the World Oil Building.
Rena.
I'm sorry. This is our evening. They can have their dinner, and we'll have ours.
Good evening, Mr. Wheeler. Good evening. This way, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't care. I can't help it, Justin. I'm just not comfortable around that woman.
Stop it, Ashley. I came here to enjoy myself. I want us to all have a good time.
Oh, I would have...
Just take your mind off Rena completely. Think of all those oil leases that are pouring into Marshall Oil right now. We've got a lot of reasons to celebrate. Let's do it.
Oh, they have some really nice things on this menu.
Well, sure, hon. What did you expect?
I didn't know.
Honey, this is the kind of place where you come in, you sit down, relax, have a nice dinner, and then you can jump up and sing if you feel like it.
Oh, are you going to sing?
No, I want everybody to have a good time tonight.
What do you think I should order?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know. Maybe we should just wait and ask Hunt. Oh, here he is now.
Billy Joe, why didn't you tell me you were coming here tonight?
Well, I tell you, I didn't know I was going to be here myself until a little while ago. I thought I was going to spend the whole night taping commercials.
Wow.
Oh, Hunt Weston, this is my wife, Nita. Nita, this is Hunt.
Well, it's a pleasure, Mrs. Wright.
Thank you. Yes, my husband tells me the rehearsal went very well today.
Well, your husband made it seem easy. I just hope it goes that well when we get on the air.
Oh, it will. I tell you, Hunt, this guy is very talented and is taking a big load off my shoulders by filling in for Ricky.
Hey, I'd like to stay and talk, but I got to take care of some business in the kitchen. Now, you folks order anything you like. It's on the house.
Oh, wait, no. We couldn't do that.
Why not? You take care of me down at the studio. Why can't I take care of you here?
Oh, well, I know that. It's just that I couldn't help but feel like I was taking advantage of you, that's all.
Don't be silly. I want to.
Well, Nita and me, we're going to have to leave if you insist.
Joe.
You're serious, aren't you? All right. Have it your way. You can pay. At least let me treat you to a nice bottle of wine with your dinner, all right?
Okay, that'd be fine.
Fine. Well, you going to stick around for the music later?
Hey, you bet.
All right, I'll see you then.
Okie doke.
I like him. He's a very nice man.
Well, it is about time. Sorry about that, Justin. It's my fault.
I don't believe that for a minute. I remember how long it took my sister to get ready for a party.
Now, Justin.
Admit it, Paige. You used to keep those poor dates of yours waiting in the study for hours.
Ignore him. I would if it weren't true. Still is, darling.
Well, now that we're all here, I think we should break out the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Cardo, we'll have the champagne now.
Justin is certainly laying it on thick. Really, he's celebrating.
Who cares?
It worries me, Grant. They've been snapping up leases right and left, and now they're having a party. I'm afraid that champagne means bad news for World Oil.
Rena, I thought we came here to take my mind off the business.
I'm sorry.
I'm so happy you could make it, TJ. After all, you're as responsible as anyone for our success.
Thank you, Justin, but I can't take all the credit. I mean, it's pretty easy to negotiate when all the leases start coming to you.
Well, you did such a good job nailing those conditions and clauses right down into place.
I see that Rena's here. Seems to be getting very friendly with her boss.
Listen, well, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go call Gregory.
Darling, we've only been gone an hour.
Well, I know that, but he seemed a little lonesome. I just want him to know we're thinking about him.
Say hi for me.
I will.
Grant, will you excuse me, please? I'm going to the ladies' room. Hello, Ashley. I see you're having a party.
What are you up to, Rena?
I'm just having dinner with Grant.
I don't believe you. You said that you were going to tell Justin about TJ. When do you plan to do it? Tonight?
I don't plan to tell him at all. Believe me, Ashley, your secret is safe with me.
That's 30. Now we make a right-hand turn here.
This is strange, isn't it?
I could live without it.
I warned you this wasn't going to be easy.
Yeah, you warned me, but you didn't tell me I was going to be groping around in a cave full of mummies with a gun at my back.
Would you rather wait here, Ruby?
No, I'll stay with you and Mark.
Okay, we gotta move on.
We're ever going to find our way out of here?
Hey, come on, don't worry about it.
Okay, 12 paces this way, and we've already done 2. 12. Now we're going to round this corner. That's it. That's the glowing stalagmite Miles described in the letter. That is really weird.
What makes it glow like that?
Probably the after effects from the explosion. Or possibly some form of radiation. Radiation? Yeah, now look, it's right where it's supposed to be. So the wall with the symbol etched on it should be right there. Let's go look for it. Come on.
To us.
Future.
You know, this might be the last time we'll get a chance to have an evening like this for quite a while.
I know.
And you're going to be flying all over the place. Chicago and New York.
New York, no. Imagine me in New York. I've only been out of Texas one time in my life when I was 5 years old.
Where'd you go?
I went to Fort Smith, Arkansas. My mama had relatives there.
Well, I'll tell you, New York's a little different from Fort Smith.
Yeah, I know. I wish you could come along.
So do I, huh? But it just can't be this time.
You know, I've never been on an airplane before. I don't know what it's like.
Oh, hon, it's going to be fun. You're going to really like it. Just make sure that Roger books you in first class.
Why does that make a difference?
Well, I mean, first class is the only way to travel if you're important.
I'm not important.
The most important thing to me and Billy Joe Jr.
Well, then you just better tell Justin to book you into first class, too. Because you're the most important thing in the world to me.
You listen to us, we sound like a couple of old world travelers already.
I guess we will be.
Yeah, well, before we know it, we're just stop and say hello to each other when we pass each other in the airport.
No. No, it won't be like that. We won't let it. Because we love each other too much.
You're right, we won't.
And we have that home that you're building for me and Billy Joe Jr.
And we're going to arrange time so we can be together. We're going to arrange our lives to make it that way. I promise you, Nita.
So exciting. And so scary.
What?
The future, it's out there waiting for us, and you don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be just fine. Just fine. As long as I got you and Billy Joe Jr., it couldn't be any way else.
This is the location. I can't see anything. Well, the first symbol should be here.
Where?
Just somewhere on this wall.
Brett, bring that light over here. Right here.
That's it, Ricky. We found it. That's it, just where Miles described it.
Well, then the fire compass works.
I knew it would. Now can we rest? No, we can't. We gotta move on. Well, where are we going in such a hurry? Oh, wherever those instructions take us. Come on. Sweet.
I wonder what Rena had to say to Ashley. I couldn't care less.
Maybe she always has a way of getting to her.
Well, she's not going to do it tonight. I came here to have a good time, and that's what we're going to have. You want some more champagne?
Actually, Justin, I'm just going to go and see if Ashley's all right.
Sweetheart, just went to make a phone call. She'll be right back. Now, you want some more champagne, don't you?
Oh, well, all right. Why not? We're celebrating,
You,
right?
TJ? Yeah,
There you are. Okay. Oh, that's
You know, I think I'll go on over and say hello to Grant.
Justin, that's not a very good idea.
Well, we are celebrating Marshall Oil's success, aren't we? I think I'll just go over there and bring my party over to Grant. Keep him company while Rena's not with her. Bye-bye. Ricardo, bring a couple champagne glasses over to this table, will you? Good evening, Grant.
Hello, Justin.
Why, thank you.
What's all this about?
Well, we're having a little celebration over there. Marshall Oil has had such a lot of success lately, and since we're such friendly competitors, I thought I should spread a little of that luck over to World Oil.
You did?
Yeah. I get the feeling that World Oil could use all the luck it can get.
Justin, if you came over here to gloat at Rena's expense, I suggest you take your champagne back to your table.
Grant, I'm just trying to be a Texas gentleman. Down here, when you're winning, you're never supposed to forget the loser, and you are the loser. You're an outsider, Grant. You're from Boston. I'm from Texas. Those good old boys are taking care of me. Down here, we take care of our own.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Justin. Because when I get finished with you, you're gonna need all the help you can get. I'm gonna bury you, Justin.
You're gonna bury me, Grant? Oh, that's wonderful.
Justin, you have your company. And you have your little success.
Oh, I have?
Yes. But now you're playing in my league. And we play by rules that you don't understand, so I suggest you take your champagne and you enjoy it. Because I'm gonna bury you, Justin. Both you and your company. You've got your company, and you've got your little success.
Oh, I have.
That's right. But now you're in my league, Justin. And the rules we play by, you don't understand. So I suggest you take your champagne back to your table and enjoy it while you can. Because I am gonna bury both you and your company.
Was I seeing things, or was Justin Marshall just here talking to you?
You weren't saying anything. Sit down.
What do you want?
He just wanted to be an annoyance, but it's all taken care of.
Sounds like Justin. That man never gives up trying to irritate people. What was it this time?
Don't forget Justin. I gave him something to think about. I don't want to waste any more time talking about him. I just want to try to enjoy our evening together.
Grant? Want to talk it out?
Rena, there's nothing to talk about. It's the same thing. It's Brett. It's Mark. I feel so helpless. They're in danger, and I should be able to do something about it.
But you're doing everything you can. You've got a whole lot of people out there working on this
But that's
thing.
not enough, Rena. I have to be involved. I have to be doing something.
What more can you do?
If I knew where Haito Pa was, I'd go there.
If I take one more step, I'm gonna fall flat on my face.
Well, we could probably spend the night here. What do you think, Mark?
Well, this looks like as good a place as any. I'm pretty tired myself.
Brett?
Yeah, I've about had it.
Well, what do you say we spread the blankets out here?
Tell you what, why don't you all sleep and I'll post guard, okay?
Sounds good to me.
I'll keep you company.
Thanks.
Mark,
What?
I want to talk to you about something.
About what?
I didn't tell you everything about Bo Baker.
What do you mean, Ruby?
I told you I was his manager.
Yeah?
That's not all I was.
What are you getting at, Ruby?
I was married to him.
You were married to Bo Baker.
I think it's about time you found out what really happened to Bo.
Checkmate.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe what?
It's the second time in a row you've beaten me.
Well, that's the point of the game, isn't it?
Sure, but I taught you the game. Usually it doesn't happen so quickly that the student beats the teacher.
I learned fast. Excuse me. We're residents. Hiya, Mr. Barker. He's not here right now. Can I take a message? He was? Yes, sir. I'll give him that message right away. Come on, John.
Where are we going?
Top of the World Club to find Mr. Wheeler.
What for?
To give him an important message.
Well, isn't it something that can wait till he gets home?
I don't think so. That was Mr. Barker, the head of security at World Oil. He says to tell Mr. Wheeler that they found the body of Professor Rehnquist floating in Galveston Bay, and we have to tell him about it.
Okay. Well, what'd you think?
Hon, I think you got a great place here. And I can safely say you got some of the best food in Houston right here.
Well, thank you. What'd you think of that wine?
Oh, I think it tastes fine. You know what? I wanted to tell you that Nita and I have decided to make this our special place.
Well.
In fact, after you're on my show, I can guarantee you that this is going to be a lot of people's special place. You're going to start to see business in here that you've never seen before.
Billy Joe, that is music to my ears.
Well, you deserve it. I mean, Vicki Bellman was right about you. You got a lot of talent, and you got a nice, easy way about you, and this place deserves to be known about. Vicki Bellman thinks a lot of you.
Well, I think a lot of her, too. She's been like a breath of fresh air in my life.
How'd you happen to meet her?
She just wandered in one night. I was sitting over there playing the piano, looked up, and there she was. I don't know what brought her in here, but it's really been a blessing.
How so?
Well, we both talked a lot together, and we've been through a lot of the same things, I guess. She's real easy to talk to.
Well, it's very important to have someone you can talk to.
That's right. And Vicky's a good listener, too.
She sure is. She gives good advice, also. And, well, I get the feeling that I'm looking at the reason why she's been in such a good mood lately.
Well, she's done a lot to make me feel better, that's for sure. I've been a pretty lonely person until she came into my life.
Oh, it is so sad how many lonely people there are in this world. I know how lonely I was when Billy Joe and I were separated. Now that we're back together, I know we're going to be very happy. We don't have to be lonely anymore.
Ta-da.
Oh, Allison.
This is my favorite.
Oh, they're lovely.
You really like them?
Yes, I do.
You don't think that maybe they're a little too daring?
You're going to look wonderful in them.
Vicki, you're so different from... Well, you don't make me feel like I'm a little kid dressing up in my mother's clothes.
You're a very attractive young lady, and you should have pretty clothes.
I like to have nice things.
However, I would like to give you one word of advice.
What's that?
Well, I don't want to put a damper on your excitement about your new dresses, but I hope you realize you're not earning enough to always go out and buy expensive dresses like this.
Oh, I know that. I didn't pay for these with my own money.
You didn't?
No. An old acquaintance gave me the money and insisted that I spend it on clothing.
Oh, I see. Well, you should be very pleased with your choices.
Thank you.
Tell me, Allison, how is everything going for you these days?
Well, everything at my job is good. I love working for Rena, and I'm learning a lot from her, and I love staying here with you.
But?
Well, my social life is sort of the pits.
Well, aren't you meeting lots of new people?
Not really. But I'm not trying.
Why not?
Well, I want to wait until I get an apartment of my own. See, I have no place to bring friends if we just want to sit and talk and, you know, that kind of thing.
Allison, I hope you know that you're always welcome to bring your friends here.
Vicki, I wouldn't feel comfortable about that. This is your home. I don't want to be an intrusion.
You wouldn't be intruding, believe me.
I still wouldn't feel right about it. And besides, if I happen to meet the right...
The right young man?
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel you had any privacy.
That's what I like about you, Vicki. You really do understand, don't you?
Well, yes, I understand certain things. But Allison, I want you to know that as long as you're here, I want you to be free to go out and meet people, and if you want to bring someone special home. But this is a very large house.
Well, I think I've already solved this problem.
Oh?
Yeah, I found a way to get my own department.
How?
I'm going to borrow enough money from my friend.
Find out what that was all about?
No, Justin didn't want to talk about it.
Well, this party sure didn't live up to its billing, did it?
I'm sorry, darling. It sort of ended with a whimper, didn't it?
You want to go?
I'm in no rush if you aren't.
Well, there's more champagne. Would you like some?
Well, yes,
Sure,
I think you should pour it.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Sure would like to know what it was that Grant said to Justin to knock the wind out of his sails like that.
I warned him not to go over there.
I know you did. Did Justin ever listen to anyone?
Not often.
I can't tell you how many run-ins I've had with him. He's like talking to a brick wall.
I had the same problem with him growing up. But there's occasionally a person that can get to him.
Like Grant Wheeler.
Yeah. But luckily, Justin is the kind of person that can bounce back. Actually, it's Ashley that I'm worried about.
What about her?
Didn't you see her, hon? She looked so tense.
Seeing Rena probably did that.
Yeah, I think it's more than that, DJ.
What else could it be?
I think it has to do with secrets.
You mean her not telling Justin about our engagement in college?
Yeah. I think she's petrified that he is going to find out. Must be awful for her to keep secrets from the one person she loves so much. Grant, you aren't seriously considering going to Highton, are you?
If I knew where it was, I would.
You can't do that. You've got a company to run.
It'll keep.
Oh, you don't mean that.
Oh, yes, I do, Rena. You see, once before, I allowed work to be the controlling factor in my life. I lost my marriage, and I've almost lost my children. And this time, the stakes are much higher.
But you already have done everything that can possibly be done.
There's no point in discussing this. We just keep going round and round in the same circle.
I don't care how many circles we have to go round. I have to convince you that what you're thinking about doing is wrong. Not only wrong, but irresponsible.
Irresponsible? Rena, these are my children. They could be in danger. They could be in grave danger.
You running off blindly after them isn't going to help matters any. Look, you've already got a small army of people running around trying to get information for you. There's not a thing you can do until you get something more concrete.
If I could just explain to you how utterly frustrated
Look, I've got a suggestion.
What?
Why don't we go to my place for a nightcap? It's not going to solve your problems, but it's a little quieter, so maybe you'll relax.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't want to?
Oh, it's not that. I think I ought to just drop you off and go on.
I won't have it. Now, if you're ready, we can leave.
You're going to borrow money. Allison, do you really think that's a good idea?
Do you think there's something wrong with it?
Well, it all depends. How well do you know this friend?
Well enough.
And can this friend be trusted?
I think so. Why do I get the feeling that you're against my borrowing money.
Well, it's not that I'm against it exactly, but I just think it could lead to complications.
What kind of complications?
Allison, let me put it this way. I don't want you rushing out and doing something because you feel you have to.
But Vicky, I really do want to meet people. I do want to meet young men.
You can do that right here. You don't have to rush out tomorrow and get an apartment.
Besides, I can't impose on you forever.
Well, I don't think you will. There'll come a time when you should be out on your own and have your own apartment. But I have to wonder if now is the right time.
What's wrong with now?
All right, Allison. Now, say you borrow this money, and you're able to get a little apartment and perhaps some furniture. What's going to happen a couple of months from now when you have to start paying that money back along with all your other expenses?
By then, I'll have saved up enough money to pay for those things.
Allison, I don't want to tell you not to do it. It's not my place. But I wish you'd give it some more thought. There's plenty of time. You don't have to go rushing out and getting an apartment. Please, think about it before you make a decision. In the meantime, you can stay here with Rena and me, and we can talk about this more if you'd like.
You really do care about me, don't you?
Of course I do. And friends are concerned about each other. And right now, I'm concerned that you might be making a hasty decision.
Oh. Thank you, Vicky, so much for talking to me. And it's so good to know that someone cares about me. You've been so wonderful. You've done so much for me. I just wish there was something I could do for you.
Just being yourself is quite enough, Allison.
I hope I never lose you as a friend.
You know, I don't think everyone else had a very good time tonight, but I thought it was great.
I did too.
We'll have to do it again sometime soon. Only next time, it'll be just you and me.
Real soon.
I want to kiss you.
We're in the middle of a restaurant, TJ.
I hadn't noticed.
We better go.
Your place or mine?
You are really terrible, you know that.
Yeah. But I got a winning personality.
That you have, Mr. Canfield.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, hello. Champagne was flowing at your table this evening. Any particular reason?
Nothing special?
No, Justin was just feeling very good about how well Marshall Oil is doing. Well, I noticed that Justin and Ash...
Between you and TJ, he couldn't even look at you.
Well, I suppose TJ still feels guilty about leaving World Oil. It always seems to pop up when we run into each other.
Is that all there is to it?
Of course. What else could there be?
Probably.
Ruby, just what do you mean everything about Bo Baker?
Kind of a long story.
Yeah, well, I'm not going anywhere. Look, why didn't you tell me about Bo and you being married in the first place, huh?
It's not something I was exactly proud of.
Why not?
Because Bo and me didn't get along very good. Except I didn't know that till after he was married to me.
How long were you married to him?
Too long. See, I met Bo when I was real young in Nashville. And we got married there. It was a real bad thing right from the beginning. Bo wasn't a very nice person. So I took it as long as I could, and then I ran out on him, and I came to Houston.
But he followed you here, huh?
Not right away. Then one day I was at the coop, and he just showed up there. Right away he started making demands.
What kind of demands?
Well, he knew I didn't want anybody to know we were married, so he held that over my head. He made me tell everybody that he was my client. And then the Billy Joe show came along, and he made me get him a job on that as associate producer. And then him and Ricky had a falling out, and I didn't see him for a while. Ricky told him to get out of town. But then one day he showed up at this motel room where Lurleen and me were staying, and he said he was leaving town for good and that he'd give me a divorce. So I went over to the coop to get the divorce papers. And when I came back,
He was dead?
yeah, except I didn't know it at first. See, he was sitting in this chair with his back to me, and I went up to him and I touched him. And he keeled over. His eyes were wide open. They were just staring up at me.
Ruby, you don't have to tell me any of this if you don't want to.
It's okay, Mark. I want to tell you the whole story.
Okay. Look, why didn't you go to the police?
I couldn't.
Why?
Because I'd opened my big mouth and made a lot of threats against Bo, and a lot of different people heard me say things.
I told you that before. Threats don't mean anything.
Yeah, but if the police found out about it, they would have thought I killed him.
Okay. You had the body. What happened next?
I called Lurleen, and I told her to come from the coop right away, and she came over to the motel room. And then we took the body out to this back road near Marshall Village, and we dumped it. And that's when I noticed that it was changing.
What do you mean, changing?
It started looking like all these other bodies we've seen around here. It was really strange. He just kept looking weirder and weirder, till I couldn't recognize him anymore at all.
That must have been terrible on you, huh?
It was horrible. And that wasn't the last I saw of that body either.
Well, Bo had the fire compass. Where was it during all this?
Well, after we dumped his body, I found it in the motel room, and I took it to the apartment. And that's where Miles found it, right before Gretchen killed him. And then Gretchen kidnapped me, and she wanted to kill me too. Except Lurleen came and saved me. I don't know what I would have done without Lurleen. Mark, you gotta believe me when I tell you, I've never done anything like this before in my entire life. I only did it because I was so afraid that the police were gonna come and...
Ruby. Hey, come on. Everything's gonna be all right. Look, you don't have to tell me anything, okay? Everything will be all right.
Oh, hello, Vicky.
Hello, Grant. Sweetheart, I didn't expect to see you home so early.
Well, it was a little noisier than usual at the top of the World Club, so we thought we'd come here for a quiet drink.
Didn't you enjoy your dinner?
Oh, yes, it was wonderful. Despite the fact that Justin was there with his brood holding court. Would you mind getting us a drink?
Not at all.
Where did these dresses come from?
Oh, they're mine. I got them at page 1.
They're
You like them?
lovely. Yes. You have very good taste.
Thank you. I was hoping you'd like them. Well, I'll just get them upstairs and out of the way.
Mama, how can she afford dresses like that?
That's what has me a little worried.
Why is that?
She said a friend gave her the money to get those dresses.
Friend? Which friend?
She didn't say. But there's something else that has me even more concerned.
What do you mean?
She's thinking of borrowing money from this same friend to get an apartment.
Good heavens, I hope you try to talk her out of that one.
Well, I think I've at least talked her into giving it some more thought before she makes a definite decision.
Must be some friend. If those dresses came from page 1, they're very expensive.
That's what has me so worried.
Here you are.
Thank you.
I can show you to a table.
Oh, we're not here to eat anything. We're looking for somebody.
Perhaps I can help you.
Mr. Wheeler, he was bringing Mrs. Decker here for dinner.
Ah, yes. They were here, but unfortunately you missed them. They left about a half hour ago.
Darn it. Thank you.
Well, what now, Vivian?
Well, we have to find him.
Well, how? We don't even know where he went.
I just thought of something else.
What?
That letter.
What letter?
That one that was addressed to Miss Wheeler that I misplaced.
The one you were going to talk to Mr. Wheeler
That's
about.
the one. Now we have to talk to him about it.
Why do you say that?
Because I just remembered the name that was in the upper left-hand corner of that envelope.
What was it?
It was the same as the name of the man that was found floating in Galveston Bay, Professor Miles Rehnquist. And right after Miss Brett got that letter, she left.
Right.
Oh, come on, John. We have to find Mr. Wheeler and fast.
Right.
Brett? Are you asleep?
No, my mind won't stop.
And my mind won't either. I've been thinking about what happened when you and Ruby disappeared. I was afraid I'd lost you. I thought I was never going to see you again.
Ricky, I felt the same way. When I was on that ledge, I thought I was going to die and I'd never see you again.
You really thought that?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how it sometimes takes a crisis for people to realize what's really important.
Yeah. I guess in a crisis, people take stock of themselves and they find out that the things they thought were important are just inconsequential.
Brett, you're important to me. Very important.
Oh, you are to me too, Ricky.
You know, I've been thinking about what you said.
About what?
About how I had to do something important with my life. You know, Hawker and Brutes want me to run for public office. Well, I've been thinking when I get out of here, I'm going to seriously give it a try. And you're partly responsible.
Oh, Ricky, I wish you wouldn't say that.
Why not?
You're not supposed to do it because you think that's what I want. You're supposed to do it because you think that's the best thing for you.
Well, maybe it is the best thing for me, but how am I going to know if I don't try?
I could be wrong, you know. I mean, maybe politics isn't right for you. Maybe what you're doing right now, the talent that you have at singing, maybe that's what you're supposed to be doing because that's important to you. I couldn't live with myself if I thought you gave up your career because of something I said. I mean, I've already disrupted your life by asking you to come out here.
Oh, wait a minute, Brett. I came out here because I wanted to. I wanted to be with you. To help you.
Ricky, I don't want to be responsible for ruining your career.
You're not responsible. Brett, my life is a lot fuller because of you. I don't want you to ever forget that.
You know what? Having worked with you at the studio and then now seeing you here in your own place, you seem to pretty much have your life together.
Well, at least I have a better perspective on the way my life should be. Wasn't always that way.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, I used to think that making a lot of money was all that was important. So I tried building a career selling oil equipment. I didn't even like it that much, but I knew that I could make a lot of money at it if I was good. So I was determined to become the best in the business. Well, I did become very good at it. Too good. In the process, I lost my wife.
But why? If you were helping the marriage with your career...
Well, there comes a time when you have to know that you've done enough. Unfortunately, I didn't know that then. I just kept trying and trying. But what I forgot was the very person I was supposedly doing it for. I became so absorbed, so dedicated to the business, I ended up neglecting my home life. I never had enough time for it. And I never saw the suffering that she was going through because I wasn't there. I never knew that it wasn't the money or what it could bring that she wanted. It was my love and my caring that she needed most.
Billy Joe and I love each other very much. And we are not going to let our careers get in our way.
That's right. Nothing's more important than what we feel for each other.
Good. Keep feeling that way. You both look very happy together. Don't ever let your work come between you.
all right, Paige? You hardly said a word in the car.
Oh, no, I'm just a little tired.
I don't think that's all, is it?
Nope. I guess seeing Rena at the top of the World Club upset me more than I'd like to admit.
Now, you shouldn't let Rena upset you like this.
I know it. I just can't help feeling a lot of hostility towards that woman, knowing how many times she's tried to break up Justin and Ashley's marriage.
But don't let Rena get you down, okay?
It's not just Rena, TJ.
What else?
TJ, we're carrying around all this information. If one of us lets it slip, it could be catastrophic. I love my brother, but we both know he has a terrible temper. Do you know what could have happened if she'd said something tonight?
But she didn't.
But she could have. I'm just wondering when she's planning on dropping her next little bomb. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. There's something else, too.
What?
I have this feeling.
What kind of feeling?
That you're holding something back from me, that there's something you haven't told me. Is there, TJ?
I think I'm interfering where I don't belong.
Oh,
no.
No, not at all. To tell you the truth, these are things that Billy and Joe and I have been worrying about. It helps to hear that somebody else has been through them.
Well, I just hope that you won't make the same mistakes that I did.
Well, we're going to try not to.
You mind advice from someone who's been there?
Of course not. Go ahead.
Well, you both are going to need every ounce of patience and understanding you possess. And it's hard enough when only one partner has a career, but when both of them do, well, it's going to be a little difficult.
You're not against a woman having a career, are you?
Oh, no. A lot of women today have very successful careers. It's just that, like I said, careers have to be put in perspective. That goes for both men and women, especially when they're married.
Yeah, well, I know when Nita got into this designing thing, I wasn't all that crazy about it at the beginning, but now that I've seen what it's done for her and how good she is at it, I think it's great.
We just didn't realize how much time it involved.
Even for me, I'm spending a whole lot more time with my career, too, especially with all this ace-high stuff I have to do.
And I'm finding out that in order to sell my designs, I have to travel to push them. Like tomorrow, I'm going to New York City. Well, I hate the thought of leaving Billy Joe and my baby, but I don't think I have much choice.
How do you feel about her going away, Billy Joe?
Well, I'd feel a whole lot better if she didn't go, but like she said, she has no choice. Just like I have no choice with all the traveling I'm going to have to do for Ace High.
Well, just a word of warning. Could be a problem if you let it. And if you let your careers and your traveling start interfering with your marriage, you both might have to do some heavy thinking.
Well, we're going to work this thing out. Nita and me, we're not going to let anything come between us. I know that.
Mother has to get up early tomorrow, so she's gone to bed. I've lost you again, haven't I?
Oh, I'm sorry. This Brett and Mark thing keeps tugging at my mind.
I know. But I am determined to change your mood. Now, what do I have to do? Stand on my head and make faces?
Nah, you don't have to do that. I warned you I wasn't very good company.
Grant, I know this thing has got you deeply concerned. I'm worried, too, but everything that can be done is being done. Now we have to wait.
We've been through all this before. It isn't just Mark and Brett that I'm thinking about.
Thinking about Judith?
I have no idea what she's got up her sleeve with this divorce thing.
You want to talk about it?
No, I don't want to bother you. You're not involved in it.
Grant, I am involved. Let me do for you what you've done for me. How many times have you listened to me when I've been down? I'm a pretty good listener, too, you know.
deserve you.
Hey. Feeling any better?
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Hey, it's me should be thanking you for everything.
What for?
For telling me everything. You didn't have to come out here. After all you've been through, come out here to help me save Brett and Ricky. I think that is quite remarkable.
But I had to do something. Ricky's my client. I care about him.
Ruby, you did more than that. You've been very brave. You didn't have to come out here, but you did. I think that takes a very special kind of person.
You really think so?
I know so. Besides, I think you formed a very tight bond with all of us. One that'll never be broken.
I want to believe what you say is true, Mark.
It is, believe me.
I want to believe you. Because when we get back to Houston, I don't want you to disappear out of my life.
No way, lady.
I mean, we can still see each other?
Sure. Hey, why would you even think we wouldn't,
Well, I don't exactly run in the same social circles as your family, Rena Decker.
Hey, I live and work hard. I don't give a damn about social circles.
I'm just afraid they're all going to give me the cold shoulder when we get back.
Nobody is going to give you the cold shoulder as long as I am around.
You mean that?
Sure do.
Adams, are you there? Adams.
Yes. Yes, I'm here, Gretchen.
This is the last time that I can talk to you for a while.
What's the problem?
I can't transmit deep inside the cave, so you're gonna have to wait until I'm through to find out what's happening.
Gretchen, what am I going to tell Hannibal?
Tell him that I've tracked them into the cave. That I know exactly where they are, and I'm heading back in there now to get things done.
Gretchen, you remember what Hannibal said. No one gets killed until you get inside the secret chamber.
As soon as I reach that chamber, I am gonna wipe them out. And then I'll be in touch with you. I feel lousy.
Why? What's wrong?
Oh, I hate what I've done to you.
Done to me? What are you talking about?
Your career, everything. Your chance of getting your own show at KVIK. Ricky, you know you might be losing everything you've been working so hard for.
Now, wait a minute. I want you to know something. We've been over this before. Everything I've done, including my being here right now, is because I wanted to do it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have done it if it weren't for me.
Well, that's true. Maybe I wouldn't have. But, I did it all because of the way I feel about you. You want to know something else?
What?
When we get out of here, I'm not going to let you slip out of my life.
Ricky, I don't want to.
I'm glad you said that. I've never known a lady like you before. You're the only woman who's ever really mattered to me.
And you matter to me a lot.
Okay. You know something? When we get out of this cave, I'm not
gonna let you out of my sight ever. What do you think about that?
I'm not keeping anything from you.
Well, then why do I have this strong feeling?
Paige, it's just a feeling. Feelings can be wrong sometimes.
Maybe, but I have it when I'm with you, and I have it when I'm with Ashley. It's sort of like you've told me everything but one key point, like the missing piece in a puzzle.
There's nothing. I think that you have every reason to feel this way, especially in light of what's just happened. But there's nothing more that I can tell you.
Oh, I hope you're telling the truth, TJ. I don't want any more secrets between us.
No. No more secrets, Paige. I never meant to hurt you.
I know.
You mean more to me than anything, than anybody else in the world.
I want to believe that. And I want to believe that we can have a relationship, but we've got to trust, TJ.
We can. And we will. I'll never give you any reason to doubt me again.
I hope so. I'm sorry.
Paige?
I'm just a little tired. I've been working awfully hard lately. I think I need a little time to think.
Sure. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, real soon.
And what are you doing here?
Decker, is Mr. Wheeler here?
Yes,
Vivian?
Wheeler, we've been trying to find you.
Why? What's wrong?
I have a message for you from Mr. Barker, the head of security at World Oil. It's
What is
very
it?
important. He said to tell you that the body of Professor Rehnquist was found floating in Galveston Bay.
What?
And I have something else to tell you.
What?
That Miss Brett received a letter from Professor Rehnquist. I just remembered it tonight. It was misplaced, but when I found it, I saw his name was on the envelope, and it was just after Miss Brett read that letter that she and Ricky Decker left.
If Miles Rehnquist is dead, then...
Oh, no.